I feel like we should have some kind of like elevator music or something. Let me try to find. I know,
Just a hold on.
cause we
In
be
it.
like
In it.
focused. But
Locked in for
also
real. Like,
people
you're like, just
people
trying to
probably be
get ready.
like, "Are
Just
they
trying to get ready.
okay?"
We're trying to get ready, guys. There's a little bit of focus there. It's really not just turning the camera on.
Oh my God.
Because y'all will hit the bell button. We also have to notify y'all individually. So
Jesus. Okay, I updated
press
the
the button.
YouTube link in the Runner Show. So that's
Phenomenal.
updated. Um, and then
Okay,
let
got
me,
it. Copy.
okay. So let me leave y'all a note.
Right, edit this on here. It would be really nice if you let me edit it on here. Boo. Oh, because that's not the what I was trying to do. That's oh, she still didn't let me do what I wanted to do. All right. Mm-mm. Do you like Candy Burris's singing?
I don't know how to answer that question. Um, um, did I used to love Escape. I loved
Mhm.
Escape. I was very much an Escape girl.
Uh-huh.
Over being who else was at the time? SWV, I guess, or
Oh, okay.
so I was very much an Escape girl. Definitely performed Kick Off Your Shoes for the eighth
Mm.
grade talent show and
Mm.
was super committed to that. I'm coming at you.
Yes.
I don't know that I've like, would I go and buy a Candy album? No.
Okay. So, you know how, or have you seen how everybody was redoing the Kalani
Folded?
folded? Hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Uh-huh.
so Candy, oops, I lost us. Candy apparently did one, and she hadn't released it, which was fine with everybody. And then just recently,
Which was fine with everybody.
it's fine with everybody. Just recently, though, she
Uh,
did release it, and like everybody's like, Candy, there is a lot going on right now.
we don't need this.
We didn't need this.
I definitely don't hear her doing folded. No, ma'am. I'm good on
It's
that.
very low register, and and she like,
Because she's very folded. Girl, no, I don't want
yes,
to do that.
it's very deep, very deep. And then of course,
Why did
everybody
she do
redid their hooks.
that?
Ciao. Well, and I think part of it was probably after like her and Todd had their separation and stuff was public because it was a little while ago. And
Okay.
so, but like, why today or not today? It was like yesterday, the day before yesterday. Anyway, like, why now? I don't know. Because Kalani just released her CD. I think a new CD Friday, maybe. And
Okay.
so I don't know if Candy was like, "Oh, here, let
That's the
me."
perfect time
Perfect time to like
to jump
promote
on
her
that wave.
CD and be like, "Oh, here, listen to this that I recorded a while ago." I don't know, but again, no one needed it. No one asked for it. No, thank you. Um,
Wow.
but the rabbit hole that got me there because I was like the elevator music. So then I was humming, and that
Oh,
song has been stuck in my head. And then I was like, I
folded.
wonder if Kim
The
likes
candy
Candy,
version.
well, in just her voice. Because I've always kind of been like, it's not a voice that I'm like, oh, I wish I could hear Candy sing this. Like I think she's
No.
an amazing writer. Like she writes
Yes.
songs amazingly and does
And
them
she
for
could
other
sing.
people.
But now
It's
I'm not
just
about to go
not
buy her album
right.
ever.
Somebody says she sing like Rashida rap. I was like, now see, y'all are not to do that.
Now, Ah,
Y'all didn't have to do that. That was
because
just mean for no reason.
I had to ask myself in real life when because I haven't watched those shows in a really long time.
Yeah, no, Lord.
Um, and so I had to ask myself back then,
Hmm.
like, are you a rapper for real? Or like you playing? Because of course
Right,
I knew, or you trying to be, right? But like, because of course I knew Candy from Escape, right? But like,
right,
I didn't know who Rashida, Kirk, or none of
right,
them, other ones were.
right.
But then
Oh,
when
so
they
you
said she
didn't
was,
know Rashida as a rapper before?
no, I just
Oh,
saw her
okay.
on this show,
Got
along with
it.
Nene and Kim. And even when Kim, whatever her last name was, is the white
Oh,
girl, when
Zodiac.
she was releasing music, I just
Nah,
felt
I
like,
don't know
how
why
when
that
the
happened.
Disney kids used to when they would have them all release music, the Disney
Yes,
kids, they had a
yes.
show and then it was like, okay, now you
Like,
got to
oh,
do an
here's your
album and be
album.
the triple
Right.
threat and all
Go
that.
on
And
tour.
all of
Right.
them, yeah, they wasn't really,
They
really.
didn't. We didn't all need
So
that.
I felt like it was that. Like I felt like it
Gotcha.
was you're on the show, so now try to be a triple threat like type of situation
Mm.
for all of them except for Candy, because she's the only one that I knew that was
She was
actually
certified before. Yeah.
right. So then
Yeah.
when I heard, I'm like, I don't. Are you really a rapper? I don't know. So and even then, that spills over to like love and hip hop. Are y'all trying to
Mm-hmm.
make it, or are y'all saying that y'all already made it? And by the time Cardi B came out, I'm being so serious though. I'm not even trying to be funny.
Oh,
But
yes,
like by the time Cardi
indeed.
B came out, I was just like, again, I don't know because I didn't watch it, right? But I heard the song come out and I was like, okay, and the kids, I was at the school.
They doing
So
a
the kids was
thing.
like,
Right.
this is blood issues. Hey, so let me learn it. Because the kids know it and it's
The kids
bad.
know it. Got to be in there. Let's see. What
I do
lessons can
my
I
auntie
put to
thing.
this beat?
You
You know?
because what I'm gonna do is I'm always gonna find a lesson that we gonna make out of this. You understand
It's
me? A
coming.
curriculum
It is
is gonna be made.
coming.
So I just kind of took it like that. So what I feel like you're
Uh,
saying to me is that Rashida was already a rapper when she came
yes.
onto the show. Is that
Yes.
what you're saying?
That is
That's
correct.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's very
She came
interesting.
up, or I know her. I don't know about she came up. I know
In
her.
Atlanta, is that where she was at?
Yes. In that
Okay.
she would do, it was back when like LimeWire, all of that stuff was. And she would
Oh,
do a bunch of
what?
remixes on people's beats.
LimeWire.
And she would rap, like she would do her song, but it would be like, a popular beat, like here's my feature, kind of thing. So that's
Like
how I knew
mixtapes.
her. Yeah, she would do a bunch of mixtapes. And
So you used
so
to hang out with people from Atlanta? How she came across your knowing?
hmm, I feel like there was some like New Orleans crossovers, or she had a big, what song was it? Because I definitely remember like downloading it. Like I had
Oh,
Rashida music. Like I
oh.
had Rashida music. So I knew
You
of
feel
her.
like she could rap?
Um, I don't know about. I mean, there were things that I enjoyed. I don't know that I'm like, ooh, Rashida is a certified rapper. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
but I mean, she'd do a little something. I wouldn't go to a whole concert, but if somebody brought her out for
You wouldn't
a
be
little
mad for
set,
that
I wouldn't
song.
be mad for that
Okay.
little.
Oh, you'll give her a set. You'll give her a
I
couple
give her a
songs.
good like 10, 15 minutes.
Whoa, that's I thought
Like
you was about to say songs. I said, my
no,
God.
no minutes. Minutes. No, calm down.
That's why I said, oh.
Because you actually clutched your
Oh, you a lot.
Oh my god. Yeah, no.
I was like, my gosh, that's a
Oh my
commitment.
goodness. Okay,
10 to
hold. I'm gonna see
15
if I
minutes.
can. I'm gonna play this so you can hear
Oh
it.
boy. Okay, here we go.
Who's that? Gotta make room. You're taking up space. They wanna know how good this candy tastes. This thing that I was gonna sit here lonely while you was outside getting off on me. This time to let enough nigga come and
So she
hold it.
sings or she raps? I'm
Yeah.
confused.
So come pick up your
Oh,
things. Then hold it. Do knock on my door.
how does she do this? Yeah. So I mean, For the bass girlies, maybe like to so people could harmonize on it. That's what it was. She did this so that people, you know how they
people will
be putting the
layer it.
tracks and
Yes,
stack it
yes.
together. That's
Mm-hmm.
what she did. And that register was not represented. That register was
She
not
said they needed
represented.
that to
You
round out the
know, correct. So she was
sound.
trying to do it for the vocalizations and the
Okay.
harmonizations
Okay,
of the
okay.
things.
You are
That's
a
what happened.
gracious queen. You are very
That's what happened.
gracious.
That I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you. That's what got to be what happened. That's got to be.
She said
That's
that's
got
got
to
to be
be.
what it was. I
Cause
don't
oh
know.
boy, that was
Girl.
really something.
Yeah, I was
That
like,
was
you know
really
what?
something.
You need to hear it. Cause it's like, I'm
Because
not just
I felt
hating on
like
her.
when I was doing it, I felt like I was being extra. Like I felt when I was like, yeah, I feel it. I'm like,
That's why
girl,
I
you
was
are being
like,
so extra.
no, no. On the money. Lower even. Like, yeah.
Wow.
Yes, child.
Wow. That's wild. That's
Yeah. I
wild
was
for
like,
real.
this is one of those you need to actually see it and hear it so you can understand what I'm talking
That's
about.
wild. That's wild for real. Oh,
Oh,
I need to share this over on girl. People been talking to me down to the Facebook.
oh my.
And
Hello, Facebook peeps.
uh, well,
Hello,
I know that that's where people are that I know in real life, and it's not
Mm,
them. Like it's not them. It is the app.
mm,
It is Meta. It is everything
mm,
that comes with Meta. But what happens is I have to be intentional about going there to share.
mm.
Um, so I don't know if I want to do this over here. I'm not gonna do that there. I'm not gonna do that. Um, I was gonna share it in this group, but
Mm.
I don't think I'm gonna do
It,
that.
she's like, on second thought, maybe not.
It feels very churchy,
Oh,
and
the
I
group
just
does?
yeah, as because I
Oh.
just went back, I was catching up on the messages that were there since I was last there, and so
Mm.
then I'm like, it's Sunday, and people gotta be,
They
present
got places.
on
Yeah, they
Sundays.
got places. Hmm.
Um, and so sharing. Uh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you know we got to
Yeah.
talk about Meg for a little bit too on the show.
Girl, put it down somewhere on the thing, girl. Put it down somewhere on the thing so that we don't forget. Okay. Because, baby, I had to send my girl a message yesterday. I'm sitting here looking at it on the Instagram.
Child,
I had to,
so
girl. All right, let me stop talking about it so we can talk
many.
about it when it's time.
Girl,
Um,
I'm a let me see if I can copy link. I'm gonna put a link in here too.
why my emojis ain't acting right now? You're being
Dun,
silly.
dun, 11 o'clock on the dot.
What is happening over there?
I was telling you it was 11 o'clock.
Oh, I'm like, what is going
But
on?
then it turned into a song, you know. 11 o'clock on the dot. The clock
Thanks,
starts
thanks,
right now.
11. And okay, I'm sending. I was trying to catch up with Uncle Toasty.
Oh, hey, Uncle Toasty.
He got a new position. So,
Oh, congratulations.
you know, so life be out here lifing. Um, okay. Let me get back over to this over here. Hey Bianca. So if y'all are watching this live, if you can be tapping the screen during the time, that helps us. It also sends us hearts and we're able to see those. Um, so if you are watching, please do that. If you are watching this during the replay, make sure you've liked the video. Go ahead and like it now. We've already said, we've already given you a pre-show.
There
Okay.
was fun.
We've
There was fun
already,
in the before.
we've already given you a pre-show. You're welcome. You're welcome. So go ahead and like the video. And go ahead and get ready to buckle up for a time. All right. So let me get, all right. All right. What do I have open, y'all? Lord, too many things. That's what I got open. So I need to come on to, oh, Jesus, that's the wrong thing. All right. I keep saying every time, I'm like, one of these days we are going to have a production team
Yeah,
and I will be able to just sit here
just be
and
cute. Just, you
just
know.
be because
Side note, Raina looks amazing. I meant to tell you that Friday, but go ahead.
thank you.
It was like the little
I
coils were
appreciate
doing it.
it. I did what did I do this time? I actually did like a finger coil situation because I was watching Iron Man
Ah,
and so while I was sitting there, I was like, well, I ain't got nothing but time. So I might as well
right.
just go ahead and like coil. But and
Ah.
I paid special attention to up here.
Mm.
Cause you know,
Is
usually
that
I
your
be doing
unruly
wash and
part?
go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Usually
Mine too.
I just do a wash and go, child. I put that product in there and it's gonna dry how
Let
it's
it
gonna dry,
ride.
and girl, that's the curls
Right.
that y'all getting. But but this time I was like, well, let me see what it might look like. But I didn't define all of it, so let me see if you
Mm.
could tell. So, like for instance, it's still like very regular. It's just
Mm.
curled on the ends.
Gotcha.
So it appears different, which is fine because then it can just grow and it's got the
And
curly
do.
ends. And so
Yeah.
I'm good with that. So yeah, it was a nice little situation, something a little different, this
Yeah.
time. And Raina be
Yeah.
growing. So
Girl, like weave.
that that cut situation did not last very long. That was
Well,
like,
you
now
know what
why
they
you got on the
say?
people internet and perform for the gram, knowing that
Eh,
I'm
two
finna be
weeks
back in
later,
2 weeks?
2 weeks later, you thought I was gone. Surprise, bitch.
I really
But
was like, I'm finna have me a short situation.
it's gonna be short, all right. The time that is short. But that's what happens with plants. You cut them back, cut them back, cut them
Mm,
back. They grow bigger and better each time. So,
mm.
Raina said,
Yeah,
me too.
that's
I'm
true.
here.
That's true. But also the curls are actually like popping. So
Look out.
I am grateful that I cut it because I think I did still have a little bit on the ends that had just had enough.
Oh, okay.
Because I had that red hair,
Right.
fire engine red hair, and I cut most of that off, but then there was, I don't know, it was exposure. It was time. It was time to get
It
a little
just seems like things
refresh,
had to go. They had
Yeah.
to get out of there.
So
There you go.
and
I
also
love it.
now they're coming back.
Hey.
So yeah, so hey y'all, if y'all watching live and you're able, please come on into the live chat, talk to the community, say what's up, throw us some emojis there into the comments, and we're gonna go ahead and get started, y'all, because we have a lot that we need to talk about today. So
Let's
let's
do
get
it.
it popping in here. Ah. Vogue, 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 Vogue,
Yeah.
Vogue, Vogue. All right. What up, y'all? Oh, wait. 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 Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What up, y'all?
Hey, we in there.
I had to give myself a round of applause yesterday during my podcast because I was talking to
Oh,
myself. And I was
amen.
like, let me just give myself my own round of applause.
I
You know,
love it.
the preachers used to be like, y'all ain't shouting as good as I'm preaching. That's what I felt like yesterday.
She said, that's what
So
I felt like. I'm gonna do
I
it
said, you
myself.
know what? You
I
know
got
what?
this.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all, because I'm talking good.
I do it myself.
Because I'm talking good right now.
Amen.
So anyway.
You better know
Hey
it.
y'all, what's up? Welcome to another episode of So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese.
Cause we do.
Because we absolutely do, and that is always the question. Interestingly enough, I was watching the Bald Brothers. They
Mm.
were
Oh yeah, yeah,
recording
yeah. Hmm.
episodes, and they were talking about the best sandwiches. And of course, a discussion is gonna come down to the grilled cheese. And so I was definitely in them comments like, so y'all not putting syrup on y'all grilled cheese? And they was like,
Ah,
you know the
aghast,
reactions. Oh my
aghast.
God, who would do that? But there were a couple folks and they were like, tell me more. Tell
See,
me more. It's the thing. We keep
it's a
trying to
good
tell
time.
y'all it really is just a matter of you diversifying your life. Okay. So yes, that is the question at the beginning. And yes, we do. So we are two real life cousins, y'all, and we are here to have some honest conversations. We talk about things that we grew up thinking were normal, and then we realized that it was actually the family recipe of dysfunction. And yeah, so we processed that here. And then we started widening the lens because there's so much going on in the world right now that we also have to talk about. So when we are here in this space, we are talking about discernment and preparation, community, while also making sure that we are holding space for laughter and shenanigans and pleasure and creativity and good food and joy, because staying human is what they are trying to rip away from us. And that is the biggest part of our resistance. So, welcome to the party, whether you are here for the first time or whether you be rocking with us all the time. We're glad you're here and that you're paying attention. So, shout out to you, okay? Yes. So what's up? My name is Kimberland, and what's my things? Kimberland Tylin, House of O'Neill Jackson and Adams, empathetic energizer, intuitive, inspirational innovator, seer of souls who are hurting, healer of hearts, and voice to the voiceless. Very nice to meet your acquaintance.
I'm gonna have to tell you about this too. I am Kalonda of House Jackson, first of her name. I am an assistant of entrepreneurs, beacon of banter, creator of content, dancer of dreams, excellence enchantress, and New Orleans native. Hey, I got it that time. Before we go any further, hey, even though we've been talking for 20 some minutes. Before we go any further than that, I want to let you know what you can expect from us, and then what we expect from you, because there are certain agreements that we have as a community, right? So, what you can expect from us, first and foremost, is transparency. We are just talking about our lived experience and telling you where we are and what we see and how we feel about it. We're also sharing our expertise. We are not experts in everything, but there are several things that we are experts in. And in the event that we're talking about something that we're not quite an expert on, we'll let you know who is and point you in their direction. Sometimes some of those people are in the comments. You're probably talking to a few of them if you are chatting in there. And speaking of that, what we expect from you is to participate and engage with us. And part of that engagement is talking to each other down there. You can talk to us in the chat. We are watching during the show. You can talk to each other in the chat because sometimes that conversation can be just as funny as what's happening on the screen. So feel free to interact. While you're here on the page, press all the buttons like, comment, subscribe, share, press the notification button, share to somebody else. If there's something that elicited a response from you, guess what? Someone else in your circle might have something else that they get from it too, and they deserve that joy. We do curse a little bit, and sometimes we curse a lot, just depending on what's happening. Because sometimes you need a little spicy language to truly convey what is happening. But yeah, that's what you can expect from us. And when you see us in different spaces, there's ways to let us know that you came from So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese.
Yeah, so go ahead and drop emojis in the chat for those of you who already know what the emojis are because you've been here with us for a little while. And if this is your first time with us, let us tell y'all what the emojis are, child. So, first of all, the community here is called the Toasties. Shout out to the
Hey,
Toasties.
rolling with the
You got
toasted.
it. You got it. Bonus points for you. Bonus points for y'all if y'all know what movie that was inspired by. Okay, you gotta put it into the comments or you gotta drop it in the chat. Okay, bonus points. So the community here are the Toasties, and our emojis for this community are the honey pot, cheese, and bread because you put syrup on your grilled cheese and you need all of those things for the
Hello.
syrup for the grilled cheese sandwich to do what it needs to do. Okay, so those are our emojis here. So go ahead and drop those into the chat or in the comments. That is how we know that you came from this community specifically, that you are aware of the things that are happening up in here, especially when y'all see us out there in the internet streets. Okay, we also have individual emojis. All right, so my emojis are the sunflower and the crayon. The sunflower, because yellow is my favorite color, it reminds me of the sun, it brings me joy. Sunflowers also, when they cannot find the sun, they turn towards each other. Sunflowers are also the symbol for invisible disabilities. And as someone who is neurodivergent and figuring out what that means every single day, I'm becoming a fierce advocate for those of us who have other things happening that may not be able to be seen on the surface. And the crayon, because there was a time in my life where everything was very, very black and white, and I made a decision, a conscious choice to color the fuck out of my life. So insert said crayon, and that represents all the boldness and freedom and frolicking and all the bubbliness of the
Yes.
world. Okay, so those are my emojis. Please tell them yours, cousin.
Well, my emojis are the ladybug and the cobalt blue heart. Ladybugs because they are my absolute messengers from God, from the universe, from my ancestors, and they definitely have been sent to me to let me know in different phases of this journey of my life that I am on the right path and that I am aligned with the steps that I need to take. So much so that they've even started to show up for those that are in my circle and in my village. They just kind of serve as ways of like reminders for me too, which is beautiful to see and hear. And I love it. Or just randomly, someone will call me Love Bug, and I'm like, or Ladybug, and I'm like, oh, like, how did you know? Like, yes, I
Yeah.
am. As a matter so it's just beautiful, and I love to see it and share it. And then it just makes me really intentional about looking for those signs and looking for that. So it's more likely that you'll see it. Cobalt blue hearts. Cobalt blue is my absolute favorite color. It's just warm and rich and feels like a hug and home. And I've just decided on this side of life to be loved out loud and to love out loud and to not tie myself into knots trying to figure out people's intentions. If you didn't say it to me, it must not have happened and it is not my concern. So just really leaning into that. So if you see me somewhere, by all means, please feel free to drop a ladybug and a cobalt blue heart to let me know you came from So You don't put syrup on your grilled cheese.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, we should. I still have. I can't. Okay. Yeah, because we need a hype. We need hype people up in here. Okay. So yeah, shout out to the chat. We see y'all in there. Again, make sure that y'all are talking to each other and talking about the things, okay? So we got a lot of stuff that we need to get into today, all right? But before we get into those things, we do have some announcements that we want to share and just kind of some updates about what is happening here in the Minding My Black Ass Business universe. We have a whole universe over here, y'all, okay? So
Hey.
this is so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese. This is a space where the aunties be gathering, but also the uncles be over here too, right?
You know,
Shout out to Uncle Toasty who be in the chat and making sure that things is
holding it
popping and
together.
copacetic.
Holding
Okay,
it together. All
keep
right.
holding it down. All right. But we also have another space where aunties gather, and that is called From Auntie with Love. So, from Auntie with Love, there are 4 aunties that are on this podcast, and we talk about the things that really need to be getting discussed, but the folks ain't talking about it, okay? So, let me give you just a little clip of what you can find down to From Auntie with Love.
Vanessa, what are your eggs?
My ex, and honestly, I didn't realize it until now. At first it was just like, I don't like a man like that doesn't take care of like their nails. Like, I need a well manicured man.
Mm-hmm.
But now I would like to add on, your nails should not be curly.
Ooh!
If I see a
Wait,
curl,
what?
like, and that shit is not funny. Excuse me, that's not funny.
Ooh!
Why is it curly?
Yeah, that's
You talking about the
right.
toes or
The toes, why is it curly?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, sis.
You
Mm.
never
I
seen
know
it?
what you're
Do
talking
better,
about.
man.
I know, and I was like, whoa, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I'm grateful
everything
I've not
stopped.
seen that
Like it gets the Hera down there. Okay, it's like, whoa, what are we doing here? I ain't never seen.
Understood.
So
immediately no.
ladies, you need to make sure when you go see something. Let me see them socks. Let's go to the beach. Take off them socks. Let's go to the beach. Let's touch some. Let's
Fair.
touch some sand.
Fair.
Okay. Let's go
Mhm.
touch some sand. Let me see some. If you can't
Yeah.
touch no sand, just hey, let's go get a pedicure together.
Why you got
Look at
your
this
socks
team.
on in the pool?
Yeah, come on, take them off. Let me see.
No,
your
I'm
That's
stuff.
weird.
Right, come on. I'll take mine off. You take yours off. So definitely, like, if you're not taking care of yourself, like nails, toes, because fingers go
Hygiene.
places, but also those toes can also go places, but they just may not be going with me.
Them toes can
Yes,
go places. They just not gonna be
indeed.
going with me. Cause let me tell you something
Curly.
I'm not finna do. Hey,
Curly Jesus.
you gonna have to get them feet together. You understand me? You gonna have to get them feet. You see, I felt sis. I felt that in my spirit. Okay, and I said, I know what you're talking about, girl.
I was not prepared. I was not prepared for the curly toes.
Yeah. So we be talking about the things, okay? Because we got to make sure that everything is copacetic. Okay.
Ciao.
Okay. So from Auntie with Love comes on the opposite Sundays from us. So we here on Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. We're here every other Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And from Auntie with Love is the opposite Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern. And we do a live premiere. So just like today, you can hang out in the chat and talk about the things that, all
Right.
the things that
Clutch
Aunties
your
do in the
pearls.
chat. Okay? Girl, yes. So one of the aunties that was there is Shekinah, and Shekinah has the Let's Talk Sis universe, and Shekinah has been launching her universe and having her events, and it has been so cool to watch it happen. She's also working on getting her life coach certification, so this is a part of that, of like launching all of her things out into the universe. And so she has First Fridays Girls Night in events, and we had our first Fridays the month of April. It was a Color and Kiki event. So we got a audio message from someone that attended, and so I want to share that with y'all so you can hear what was said about First Fridays, and then I'll tell you about the other events that we have coming up.
Hey girl, I just want to say that was so fun. And like I actually, cause they have like a national, like a black market every first Friday here. And I was thinking about going to that tonight, but then once I got off work, I was really tired and didn't want to go. And I ran some errands, and I just felt like coming back home. And like this was perfect, like the perfect girls night in, because it's like I had the feeling like I wanted to almost interact with other people, but I don't usually have that feeling. So, but I was too tired to get out. So this was like perfect. And it was so like fun. Everybody was so like welcoming and nice. I just wanted to tell you it was such a great event. I really enjoyed it. It was perfect. I feel like it was exactly what I needed. So thank you, girl.
So the next Girls Night In event is going to be on the first Friday in May, which is May 1st, and it is a game night. It's a pajama game night. So we're going to be doing Truth or Dare and this or that and, would you rathers and, just having a good old girls night kiki. So these events are for Black women. They're absolutely free. All you have to do is go to tinyurl.com/LTS Girls Night In to register. So I put the link into the chat for y'all, so you can go ahead and do that. But every first Fridays, there's going to be a different type of event that is taking place. Okay, so shout out to Shekinah and the Let's Talk Sisterhood and everything happening over there. Please do go and check it out. Oh, and I forgot to say, she also has exclusive events which are called Whimsy. And the Whimsy events stand for Holistic Herbal Infusions, Medicinal, Sustainable. And girl, when you got all of that, it's like, it's okay. But this is an exclusive space for us to talk about plant-based medicine and herbal medicine and how we are utilizing plant-based medicine. And I believe next month we're going to be making infusions and tinctures and things like that. So these events are exclusive events for those of you who are in the Patreon. Our Patreon is called The Archive. And so come on over to the Archive, okay, because that's where you get the real behind the scenes of what's going on. That's also where you get exclusive events and discounts. So if you go to patreon.com/mindingmyblack-ass-business, then you will be able to access those events that are exclusive, okay? Hey. Once again, if you are watching this live and you are able, come into the live chat, say hey, talk to us, talk to the people that are there. Y'all feel free to interact with each other, child, and talk about the things, okay? All right. Now, I think that's all wait, did I do the announcements? We are at 1,632 subscribers, y'all. Shout out to y'all. Press the button. Shout out to y'all. Okay, so if you're watching and you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, please do that. We are looking for our people, all right? And there are over 1,600 of us that have gathered here over in this space to be in the know and honor the content that we have been creating here. So shout out to y'all. And also, there are more people who are looking, okay? So go ahead and share. Go ahead and share with somebody else so they can find us, okay? We appreciate y'all. And then the last announcement that I wanted to say, if you're saying to yourself, I would love to come on there and kiki with y'all. This look like a good time. Come on down. Okay. So all you have to do is email us at mindingmyblack-ass-business@gmail.com with the subject line, let me on there. And that is how you will be able to come on and hang out with us for one of our episodes. You do have to try syrup on your grilled cheese. It's a whole thing.
You're welcome.
It's levels to it. You're welcome, exactly. Because we want you to give your honest review and all of that, and then you'll be able to come and hang out with us on a live episode. Bring your people, and then we can get these universes colliding. All right, because collaboration is what we own. You feel me? All right, cool. So having said that, let's go ahead and transition into our transparency moment. Our transparency moment. Oh, I wanted to say this before I get into that. One day, we're going to have us some graphics and videos and things that pop up that's going it's real nice. So a lot of people have been asking like how can I support you and like how what can I do
Mm-hmm.
if that's your ministry, amen. This is one of the
Come
ways
on
that you're
here.
able to support us. You can create graphics, you can create songs, you can do look, let your
What
heart
does your
be
heart
right.
desire? Please
Okay.
share the
So
joy.
imagine there's a transparency moment graphic that shows up here and does something real grilled cheese and syrupy. Okay. So our transparency moment is the part of the episode where we take a moment to kind of talk about how our spirits are feeling before we get into our yes indeed life updates, is where we give you the tea about what is actually going on. So, having said that, I do think today I'm going to take advantage of using the feelings wheel because I've had a lot of feelings just today. So,
Mm,
I'm going to go ahead and share it on the screen in case y'all want to use it too. The feelings wheel is a tool that many of us are familiar with. It really helps to identify, get down to like nuanced feelings. So sometimes we can only access these feelings that are here in the middle. And then the more that you go out on the wheel, the more that you are able to be more pinpointed, if you will, about how you are
mhm.
feeling. So I'm going to use this today. Okay, so give me a
All
second.
right.
Let's see.
No worries. Take your time.
Um, okay, so I'm going to do before coming and in the background, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna do here in this
Okay.
space. Okay,
Got it. Got it.
so before coming and in the background, I'm gonna actually take the opportunity to slide this on around here. Very
Look at that.
much overwhelmed. I will also add uh some numb to that,
Mm, mm-hmm.
as well as uh I don't see the word here, but it's kind of, it's not necessarily helpless, but it's just kind of like I don't have nothing else.
Mm,
And so that's kind of in the background and in the space. And I think I have an analogy to explain that more in a moment too. And then in this space right now, I feel playful and joyful and thankful to have this space to be in right now.
mm.
Do you want me to leave this up for you?
Sure.
Okay,
I,
so I'm gonna say this before you go.
okay.
So, what I was gonna say, the description that I feel like I have right now is I feel like I am at the end of a marathon
Mm,
and I have leg cramps and I need water desperately and I'm crawling towards the finish line and I see it, but I need help getting there.
yeah.
That's what I feel like right now. So
Gotcha. No, that's a
that's
really
me.
good
That's my
picture.
picture.
And I really enjoyed the sharing, sorry, of the what's happening in the background, kind of overarching, and then what's happening today in this space. Because these, as containers, there is room for all of that. Like you can find those pockets of joy and those pockets of happiness, even when there are massive unsettling things that are happening. Like those two things
Mm-hmm.
can exist at the same time. And being able to express that so people are able to show up for you. Because much like the marathon, I was about to say a completely different word, that was not it, marathon reference that you made, is being able to see those moments when other runners come and help that person
Yes.
that is
Yes.
crawling cross that
Yes.
finish line,
Yes.
because it is still a community, even though it is a race and a test of endurance and all of
Yes.
those things. It's the importance of we all have to finish this. Like, this is something we've all trained and practiced for, and we see that in you, and we want to get you across the finish line too. So, thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that, because I'm sure there are several people that can relate. Um, I swear I'm better. I swear I am. It's just a little
Y'all,
less.
Kalonda voice was falling apart last week. If y'all go back and watch the episode last week, baby, by the end of this time, we was like, sis, you sick girl.
It was
Go.
getting deeper by the minute, scratchier, coughing. When I tell you my Life 360 was like, I had not left my, like, the actual grounds of this apartment for
Yeah.
16 days. Like,
Mm.
they were like, girl, you got, because I think last week I finally was able to venture out of the apartment. And I was like, I'm
Mm.
going to go down to the pool. Like, that was as
Mm-hmm.
far as I made
Mm-hmm.
it. And then yesterday, I was finally able to actually leave the grounds and
Gotcha.
experience like outside air
Outside
and
world.
sun, like, oh, there are people out here and fish and dolphins, and it's amazing. But yeah, it was a long time coming. It was wild. So, but there's still a little remnant crud, but I feel okay. Anyway, um, my feelings, I am feeling inspired. I am feeling creative, very thankful slash grateful, um, inquisitive, definitely on like the upside of feelings, and just really motivated. I think part of the curiosity is just, okay, how? How am
Mm-hmm.
I going to do these things that I'm feeling
Mm-hmm.
excited about?
Mm-hmm.
Of like, how do they show up? And again, we talked about it a little bit last week or week before last. Um, how am I going to honor my time and my boundaries so that I am able to participate in some of these things that are peeking through that have been quiet, until recently. So
Mm-hmm.
just kind of in that space of figuring it out. Um, and also I'm gonna just call it out because I'm staring at it as I look at myself. Your girl is becoming a chocolate goddess. Like it is
Baby, and let
happening.
me tell you, that orange is popping on you.
Ah,
Come on, tan lines.
you see it.
I
You
see
see it.
it. Yes, I'm here for it.
But the other side of that is your girl is out tanning her makeup.
Yeah.
And so I'm like staring at myself.
You got
Like,
to get to that bronzer life. You got to go full bronze. You got to
just
go
just
full
go.
bronze.
Just go.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. Whatever number that medium light is for Maybelline is not
You are no
it no
longer that
more.
girl.
I am not her. I don't know her. I'm
You got to come into the
clearly,
deep.
you know what I'm saying? Child. I have arrived. Okay, but anyway, thought I'd share.
Oh my God. Y'all, Kalonda, I'm not going, because we've talked about this in previous episodes. I'm just saying, y'all got to go back and hear about sunburns and all that kind of stuff. But Kalonda will
Girl,
put on olive oil and go be out in the sun so that
just
she could be
based,
a chocolate
just
goddess.
based
It's
myself.
ridiculous. It's
I'm
ridiculous.
anything I can. I was inside for 2 weeks. I got some making up to do. I was like,
But you know what's so funny? I was sitting here yesterday because I'm playing with the light, which the
mm-hmm.
sun is moving the whole time. So even as I'm standing here, I'm about to have to open these blinds some more
Right, do
because they
something
have been
else.
washing me out. And also,
Mm.
I was like, I am fading. Like, I am fading. I feel like I am light skinned at this point. Like, I just really need to go find some melanin. Like, what is happening? So I got to go on the roof or something and find some sun. My God, where are you, girl? I feel like I'm blending into the
She said,
background, you know.
who am I? Who
So
am I? Yes,
I
indeed.
relate. I definitely relate. So let's get into the Yes Indeed life updates. Just so y'all, do you
Yes.
remember the background on why we said Yes Indeed? I feel like it might be a good time to give people some insight into where Yes
Into the
Indeed
titles of our
comes
segment.
from.
So,
Yeah. And also, while
yes.
you're talking, I'm going to grab my banana bread out the air
Oh,
fryer.
ooh, that
So go
sounds
ahead.
good.
Uh huh.
Yummy. I love a banana bread. So yes, indeed. We say yes, indeed in New Orleans, and it means a plethora of things, of just like an exclamation point on a statement, like yes, indeed. Surprise. It could be disappointment. Like, yes, indeed. I cannot believe you did that. But just being ways of like saying like everything that has happened in our lives and the catch up of like, this is what's been going on with me. And it's usually some version of yes, indeed, that can punctuate the end of each of those stories. So we use that as a way to separate like of all of our other segments of this is where we talk about what's happening with us. And then we have our own interactions and responses and reactions that have some kind of version of yes, indeed attached to
Cool. So what's going
it.
on with you, girl?
Well, just understanding and feeling the need to pivot in life in general and just identifying what that looks like and not being afraid of that. Um, and it's not like there's one thing in particular. It's just sometimes, the best laid plans, it's not really about what you plan to do. Sometimes it was that journey that had the lesson that you needed to learn, and that's going to carry you through into the actual direction. So just being mindful of those things. Um, we're getting settled in to our place, which is nice. Um, just just really taking time to kind of say, okay, what does this look like, and then how
Mm.
do we get there, and what support do we need, and like um, who and how do I need to be in order to actually receive those things? Because sometimes
Mm.
that's the barrier. Like, am I actually set up, and am I open to receiving these things that I'm asking for, and are my behaviors aligning with that? Um, so definitely feeling very introspective um, in that sense of just
Mm.
kind of what's next and what do I want it to be. So looking forward to getting started on the visa process here, and
Mm.
being able to stay so that we're at least here for a few more months, which is nice. And then getting the longer term options for us. Yeah,
I have a question about the visa
yeah.
process because I talked to, um, God has been sending, to your point, of people, what was I gonna say? The marathon and other runners coming
Mm-hmm.
along and helping. God has been sending people back. Like I've literally been like, I need to talk to this person, and then they just appear.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were talking about to start their visa process for here,
Okay.
and they mentioned, but they had a previous visa, and they talked about a lot of the things had changed.
Mm.
So I'm curious, are you feeling like y'all can go it alone for the visa, or are you gonna be getting an attorney, or what is that
So
looking like? Because
there
what are the
is,
requirements right now for the digital
yeah,
nomad visa?
so for digital nomad, they want 3 bank statements
Mm-hmm.
that show you're making at least 1,400 a month.
Oh, it's
So it
going up
did go up.
significantly.
It did
It
go up.
doubled.
I was gonna say almost doubled, right? Because it used to be what,
Wow.
900?
It used when I did it in 22, it was 22, 23. It was 700.
Oh wow. So yeah, definitely been doubled for
Wow.
sure. Yeah, so
Mm.
1,400, um, a letter or a contract showing that you're earning income out of the country, um, traveler or medical insurance showing that you
Mm-hmm.
can get out of Colombia if you need to, like they're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
you back home. Um, your passport, obviously. Um, there was something else. Passport,
Do y'all have to do a
insurance.
background check? That's
Oh
what
yeah,
people have
background
been
check,
telling me.
fingerprints. So that part is going to be interesting because I had done mine back in January, and originally they told us at the place that they were good for 6 months, but
You did
here
yours where? In the
in
United
Florida,
States?
in
Okay.
in in
Mm-hmm.
the United States when I was back working for that month, so we got them done then, and they said it's good for 6 months. But then when we got here, we were actually really fortunate to run into someone who actually helps a lot of people with a lot of stuff, actually. But one of the things they help people with is their visa process.
Mm-hmm.
And they had actually said in their experience that it's 3 months. So it's going to be very interesting to see if I'm going to have to get that done again. And if I
Cause
have to do that,
how you get it when you're not in the U.S.
that's what I was just about to say. Like, if it's something I can even get done here, or if it's something that I'm going to have to make a trip back to the States to get done, which I wouldn't necessarily be looking forward to for a number of reasons. But right now, especially more than anything, it's just the cost of tickets. Like, I think in one of the melanated groups on Facebook, they were talking about, I think from, mm, I want to say Jersey, but I don't know that that's real life, from somewhere to Medellin was like $1,200 on Spirit.
Whoa,
Like through Spirit, not all the way, but
through
starting out.
spirit.
And I was like, what? So, so not
Oh
looking forward
my.
to that if that's the step.
And
But
that's not even
I
as
don't know.
high as this gonna go, cause that oil
No,
shortage ain't really hit for real.
correct.
Oh boy.
So that part
Look,
I'm not
yes
quite sure of.
indeed.
Yes, indeed. Exactly. So I'm like, okay, so that part I'm interested to see kind of how that fleshes out. But then other than that, it's just, being able to show that you're here, and you're supposed to be here. So whatever your current visa situation is. So ideally working through them and not needing an attorney, hopefully. Um, so we'll see. And
Okay.
ideally, that would be, either 1 to 2 years. I've heard mixed bag of people saying that it's getting a little harder to get approved for the 2 years, and that they want to see like what is your impact in the country. But
Oh.
I find that interesting for the digital nomad, considering the work that you're
The
doing
whole
is
point is
separate,
for you to
right?
not be working in the
Is
country.
that you're not having an impact, like your insurance is
But
taken care of out of here.
so they're saying that in the groups that they're asking about the impact.
Yeah, that they were saying that people, if it was showing that the work that they did could positively impact Colombians, then they were more
Interesting.
likely to get approved, or had been seeing that they were more likely to get approved for a longer term. I was like, oh,
Interesting.
very, very interesting. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to kind of documenting that process, because, we haven't fully started all of it, but just to get that started so people can see. Because I know it's a lot of similar questions, and it's a lot of changing information consistently. So it's like, if you watch a YouTube video from 2 months ago, like it may be very
That don't
different
mean
than what
nothing.
somebody's going to experience today. So it's
Yeah.
very important in everything that we're doing. And we've talked about this several times, to document what's happening, because this is what people will look back on and see, like, where was it? You're able to say, hey, 3 years ago, it was $700 and now
That's
it's 14, just
that's
in that
wild.
short period of time. So very interesting,
Interesting. Okay.
girl. Um, so that's been going on, just trying to figure that whole process out. Also, just being not sad, but saddened, I guess is the accurate word, of looking at news specifically from Louisiana. Like there've been some really big headlines from Louisiana very recently, in a short period of time, between the Shreveport father that, trigger warning, and I hope, you know, I don't even know how to preface that, but just that, where he killed seven of his own children, one other child, and then injured two adult women. I'm not sure if both of the women made it or not.
I don't
I
know.
haven't heard an update on that. So like that happened. Then not too long after that, there was a big mall shooting in Baton Rouge that injured and killed people. And it's just like, okay. And then a couple days ago, there was an ex-cop that was found holed up with guns and weapons, that had planned to go to Jazz Fest and have a mass shooting, and then have suicide by cop, was like his plan. But they luckily were able to intercept him and get him arrested before he could carry it out. But Jazz Fest, like,
Oh
the
Lord.
number of people that are there, like that could have
Correct.
been terrible, you know? Um,
And it's already, I was seeing in my, I ain't been down to this internet for real. So I really don't know what's going on for real right now for real. But I saw people talking about the lines were really long or something, or that the system was
the
down. People couldn't
systems were
access their
down.
tickets
Yes.
and all of that. And
Yeah,
now
that
this
there
is the
were.
first weekend or this the
This
second
is the
weekend?
first weekend. This is the first weekend.
Okay.
And I know that they were saying it was like ticket processing system was down. So even if you bought a ticket, they couldn't verify it or see it. Some people had luck, they said, if they switched their browser. So if you switch from like Safari to Chrome or vice versa, that they maybe they had some luck, but that like the lines were half an hour to hours long. Now, meanwhile, for Jazz Fest, you're showing up to see specific
Your
artists.
artist.
So a
Yeah.
lot of times you've come with time to like get in, find your seat, get situated, get your drink, your food, and you're in the spot. You weren't expecting to be in line for 2 hours because it's usually that's not the experience. So people were obviously very upset, very disappointed, and there was apparently no real concern for the money that had been spent. Side note, the money that had been spent was like, I want to say it's $130 a ticket or something crazy.
Oh.
And I'm like, that's wild. And
For
I
the
want
general
to,
admission.
for general admission. And this is in, for guys who don't know, like Jazz Fest is in a fairground, a horse racing track, basically. So you're standing where the horses are doing whatever the horses are doing, and it's just in this field. And apparently Saturday is storm, so it's
Oh
no
no,
surprise.
that be the thing. See, that's why I'm the whole time you sit here talking, I'm asking myself when the last time I had been to Jazz Fest, right? And I'm remembering and knowing it was always such an appealing thought, especially being growing up in Gentilly, like it's right up the
Right
road.
there,
But
yeah.
also, baby, that rain and that mud, count me out. Count me out.
Full mosh pit, mud bath,
Wow.
and that's the whole, and that makes it the whole weekend because it doesn't dry out like that
Correct.
day because
Yes.
yeah, it was wild. So just seeing that was really disheartening because the cost that people are paying to go into this venue now, this year it was the ticketing system. Last year, because they were making the switch to being cashless, it was the food lines. I mean, the food lines are just long regardless, I feel like, but that there were issues with taking payment and getting that done. So it's like to have this organization and this event be as big as it is, you would think that there would be more care and concern in getting it done right. And it just seems like more than anything, it's kind of like, we got the money, you got the ticket, good luck. Anything that happens after this is up to you. We're not really interested in trying to make it a better experience. So that's what I had heard about
Interesting.
Jazz Fest. So definitely
Yeah,
enjoy
I
it. It's a good time. I like to go for the art and see who all is out there. But it's like it's a festival, it's not gonna
but
be like,
also
oh,
I'm
here,
not
let's
about to go
go.
out there and risk my life.
No.
When there are like active plans going on, and this is festival season in
Correct.
New
Yeah.
Orleans,
Yeah.
so
Because
it's
it
a lot
was
of
French Quarter
outside gatherings
Fest,
and
all the
activities and
things.
stuff. Yeah, they have a
Absolutely.
teacher fest coming up next Friday. I was
Teacher
helping
Fest.
one of my mentees, and so they have a teacher fest in Champion Square,
Oh wow.
where educators are going. It's the whole situation, the whole thing.
Is it Inspire Nola?
Girl, don't give me the line.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know.
I'm only asking because I've heard Inspire Nola throws really big, like good parties. So
Oh, I don't know, child.
I was
I
just
don't know
wondering.
nothing about that. Now I've been gone too long to know about Inspire Nolan now. Okay,
She's
I
like,
don't
I
know.
don't know them. So sorry to that. Sorry to that organization, girl.
Yeah,
Did you
but
see? Okay,
wow.
side note, but
Mm-hmm.
teacher
No, it's
related, and I think I sent it to you. The Albany, Georgia professor.
tell me more,
So there's
please.
this Albany University professor in Georgia that is talking to one of her students. Her student is recording her, and she doesn't know that it's happening. And the teacher, or professor, sorry, the professor is kind of admonishing her for her behavior in the class and like not participating and having like fallen asleep. And she's like, I guess the student is also wanting to pledge Delta, who
Mm.
the professor is a member of that organization as well.
Mm. Okay.
And the professor is like strongly admonishing her and is just like, I know people in Delta, and you think you're going to be a Delta with this behavior, and that's not acceptable. And
Well.
you hear the student saying, like, why are you walking up on me? And she's like, because I can. Like, it's
Ooh.
very, like, intense. And so then
Uh-huh.
the student is also saying, well, you think, because she was the professor called her disrespectful and said, like, well, you were disrespectful, and I will call nationals and have them cancel the whole
Not you
line
calling
and
national. Girl, what are you talking about?
cancel the whole line. Nobody will cross. I will shut it down. You were disrespectful. And so the student is like, you don't think you were disrespectful to me? And they were like, why? What did I say? What did I say? She's like, you know what you said. You told me not to, how did she put it? You told me to stop relying, something like stop using my dead mother as an excuse. Girl, recorded everything. And of course, at this point now, the professor is on administrative leave. Um, but it's just so interesting to have the audacity to be like, you're not, upholding behaviors that are representative of our organization while
And then be
actively
acting that way.
displaying correct.
Correct.
And only because you didn't know you were being recorded. But like, what
Correct.
were the things that you, to this person's point, like, what did you say when you weren't being recorded? Like, and you're supposed to be here as an adult, as a leader, like, regardless of, any particular sorority or fraternity affiliation, you're a professor. Like, you're supposed to be here as a shepherd for these people
Mm-hmm.
to, like, give them the information, set them up so that they can go on with their dreams. Like, why would you think
What do
that
you
this is
do?
okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, I just didn't know if it was something that you had heard or had had a chance to look at, because I was like, say
Mm-mm.
what now? I mean, and to
No.
hear them saying this, like, and just be so cavalier about it.
Yeah,
It was
it's a
very
no.
shocking. It was very,
It's a
very
no
shocking.
for me.
Sure.
Also, it's not ever that deep for me.
You're right.
And why is this baby sleeping in class? Now, mind you, she's a older baby because she's
Older
at
baby, but
college.
usually there's a
But
reason.
what is happening? What's going
Right.
on?
How can we
What's
support?
are you
What do
having
you
extra
need?
jobs or like what's going on? Why
Correct.
you so
Yeah.
tired? Girl, I'm so damn sick and tired
Curiosity.
of
Leading with
these people
curiosity.
who are educators who are not seeing people and actually getting to the crux of what is going on and just making these judgment statements and just labeling people. I can't. I cannot. No, I did not see that. And I need her to go and sit down some damn where. Because you're doing too much, is what I want
Yeah.
you to know. Okay, you're doing too much. And what does that mean? That means that you are not the keeper of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. You
See?
clearly are not the one who's going to be voting on any of this. And also, you really, as a professor, need to ask yourself, why are you a professor if you don't care about people and what the hell is going on with them?
Because that's the clear part. Because
Till I
there was
said that.
nothing that sounded like care and
Care or
concern.
concern.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is so aggravating. No, I did not hear about that. But you also made me think about. I'm gonna get on this and I'm gonna get off of this and I'm gonna do my yesterday life updates. But girl, I told y'all I went down there to the Facebook because
Hmm.
I'm trying to. I'm doing everything in my power as I'm crawling across this finish line to let people know this is what I've been building. This is the help and support that I need. And even if it is as simple. So I'm reading this book right now called Emergent Strategy.
Hmm.
And it's by Adrienne Marie Brown. It is absolutely a book that I'm going to have with me. Blueprint. These are the steps that need
Okay.
to get followed. And so it has been so delightful. I'm already finished with it. And I have the audiobook. I'm probably going to start it again because it's going to be one of the first book studies that we have in the archive. But anyway, emergent strategy talks to all the small things that we do or the things that we think are small and the ripple impact that they can have. So I'm down to the Facebook trying to tell the people, like, I need you to like the video, please. Can you leave a comment? All of
Right.
this is free. All of
Right,
this
right,
is
right.
free. So even if you don't have, you can't support the Cash App, which also, if you can, please do $ Kimberland Jackson.
That's
And I
it.
mean that real seriously.
For real,
But
for real.
also, if you can't do that, there are ways to be able to support, right? So even those of you that are here, tap the screen. That counts. Leave comments, drop sunflowers, leave honey pots. All of that adds up, right? So I'm down to the Facebook, just kind of being like, hey, y'all, this is what I've been building. This is what I'm working on. But also, we need to do a better job of remembering people and seeing people, right? So when somebody tells you for instance, somebody messaged me yesterday and she was like, hey, how are you? And I said, I'm mostly okay. I hope things are well in your world. And she said, mostly okay. And I said, interesting, because a lot of people let that fly. They just be like, oh, well, yeah, I'm this, and that, which lets me know you really didn't
You
care
didn't.
about what I
Yeah.
said in the first place, right? So they were like, mostly okay. And I was like, yeah, it's a lot that's going on in my world. And like, it's a lot, but also I don't really want to talk about that right now. What's up? So then she was able to say what she needed to say, right? Okay, cool. So anyway, I'm using words. I'm going down to the Facebook. I'm letting people know all the things. This is how you can support me, blah, blah, blah. I scroll, they might have got 3-4 scrolls out of me. That's about it.
Right,
Girl,
right.
why I run across a former student that is like, I don't remember if there was an article or like what was attached to it, but it was like, and y'all know, we know a couple teachers, I don't even think they framed it as teachers. I feel like they said that. So we know a couple of our classmates that were sleeping with teachers back in high school. And so then I go in the comments, like, this
Like,
can't
oh,
be.
we do? We do? What?
Now, mind you, I was down to the middle school, right? So this is
Right.
after, but what's going on now? So now I'm
Right.
looking for names. Okay,
You
so
know?
I'm in here scrolling into things and they wasn't saying that, but they was like, oh, yeah, because you remember so and so and such and such. What? What? So then I had to get off the Facebook because that like sent me on
Oh my God.
a like spiraling rampage, because you want to talk about triggering. Kimberland Jackson is being an adult that's taking advantage of children
And that
and
is what
causing
it
harm
is.
to children and traumatizing children and using your power in order to harm children. Be one of them people. You want to see me lose my shit? You want to see it? That's
Oh
how.
my God.
And so I was just like, what? But then I was down to the middle school, right? So, and I remember having to check the shit out of children. Let me tell you something. You are a child, and there is nothing that you are ever gonna be able to say to make me look at you as someone other than a child.
Right.
You are a
Right.
child.
Yes. Yes. Oh
Girl,
my God.
so
Even
um I see the comment here. I was
just breathe.
disgusted when I
Yeah.
found out some of my classmates were sleeping with teachers once they turned 18. It was gross and I never understood it. Let me tell even to the
Yes.
point now in my grown adult life, I've had literal former students try to be like, so what's up now? Bruh, you're in
Nothing.
8th grade. Get the
Same
fuck out of
thing.
here. What are you
Same
talking
thing
about?
that was
You're in 8th grade. You're in 8th
because
grade.
waiting till 18 is not a flex to me. Because that meant you've been planning, plotting,
Plotting and
grooming
planning.
this whole time under the guise that, oh, now it's legal. And it's like, no, you were predatory before. Fix me
So
itch. But go ahead.
I had to get down from off of there because I said, now see, I didn't even think I was finna roll up on this. Nah, I'm not, I can't, right? So anyway, you made me think about that. But out of that container, what has been going on in my world
Yeah.
I already said I feel like I am like crawling towards this finish line. I did a breathwork session last Saturday, I think.
Hmm.
And during this breathwork session, the theme was no limitations. And so, but also bringing all of the things, like, still creating space for all of the things, but what would it look like if there were no limitations? And I saw this vision of myself um, where I don't know where we are, but I'm sitting in a rocking chair and there's like a house and there's grass and it's a whole like family gathering situation going on, right? And so I'm sitting in the rocking chair just kind of watching everything that's happening. And what as it like zoomed in, I see all of y'all in y'all's universes just thriving. And it's
Mm.
like everybody's universe has gotten up and going. Everybody has their people. Everybody has their storyline written. Everybody's got their things. And y'all are talking to each other and collaborating with each other. And like there's this whole like network and system of support that's there. And then I'm sitting in the rocking chair like, they finally did it. They finally did it. They finally all got their instructions. They all know who they are. They all are walking in their purpose. They finally did it.
Wow.
And I'm just sitting there taking it all in. And so that's what I feel like I am crawling towards
Mm.
because I am having a summer cohort of Discover Your Destiny because one, I've had a couple of my life coaches reach out and be like, I need to get back in that
Mm.
space
Hmm.
because I done forgot. Like you, when I asked them, like, so what are your spiritual gifts? Like, what are your gifts for impacting people? And they're like, let me go find my workbook. I'm not really sure. Right. So they've been kind of hearing me talk about it and they're like, I need to get back in that mode. But then there are also people who have never been a part of Discover Your Destiny who are saying to themselves, I know I'm supposed to be doing something more. I
Mm.
know that. Remember when I said, like, God has been sending people back? So it's like,
Yeah.
as they're coming back and we're chatting, they're saying things to me like, yeah, I've been working on this because I know I need to, I know I'm supposed to do this. And, I'm just trying to figure out my purpose. So who I am right now in this phase in life and like all of that. And then I'm like, yeah, so that's what Discover Your Destiny is for. So
Right.
come
Come
on
on in
in
the
here.
room. Come on in the
And
room.
so I'm going to have a summer cohort of
Hmm.
Discover Your Destiny. I think I'm trying to figure out how, because I don't want it to be too big, but I
Uh
also
huh.
want to leave space for there to be enough collaboration, because one of the things that I do feel like happens is that a lot of people like think about things in concept of revolving around me, and that
Ah.
is not what any of this is about.
Hmm.
Right. And so even one of my life coaches, I was talking to him and he was like, Kimberland, no lie. He was like, probably up until last week, I was still saying to myself, well, Kimberland will tell me what to do. And I'm like, that's not how I don't operate like that. I need
Right.
you to tell me what you want to do and what God
Hmm.
told you to do so I can help you get there. My job is not to tell you what to do. I'm trying to tell my own self what to do. I'm on the hotline with the Lord about me. I need you to get on the hotline with the Lord about you.
Oh,
Okay?
you know I
That's
remember that one.
y'all's conversation.
I'm like, can
Okay?
you ask him for the email for me
No.
then? Because if
You got to
he's
go.
sending you emails, can he CC me on one of those? Because you already got a pipeline. Just tell me what the good Lord said because I got nothing. And you're like, ma'am, that is not how
No.
that works. You need to find out how that communication goes. And I'm like, and I realize now, back then, I was still, recovering from a lot and was like, also thinking, well, shit, maybe she really is just getting emails from God. And like, can you tell him to answer you for me? Because I ain't getting no email. Like, ain't nothing popped up in my notepad, in my voice note, nothing. Like, help me. But I definitely remember being in that space because you do have a way of just describing the clarity in which the messages come and the understanding that it's like, yes, I too would like that clarity. Give it to me. And
Yeah.
it's like, that's not
It's
how that
not for
works.
me to
You gotta go
give.
get it for yourself. Like, this is
Correct.
self driven. You need to understand what that purpose is and have that conversation and really sit with that yourself to get those answers. And that's what I truly appreciated with Discover Your Destiny was it gave you the format to do it. And because it was not so many as in a big number, but just the cross section of people. Like there was no restriction on the ages and the experience. Like the diversity was there, not on the sense of this is a black woman or this was a black man. It was just the experiences were so vast that you learned something from everybody that you came in contact with. And it helped you to see yourself clearer and that was like a huge benefit to me for it. So definitely would recommend anybody who's questioning if you are 22 going, what am I supposed to do? Or if you are 55 going, what am I supposed to do? Like the answer is there for you and it's an answer for you to find. But Kim
Yeah.
is a really good guide to help you discover that for yourself. So,
Yeah, thank
I'm gonna
you.
get off your
Um,
soapbox.
I appreciate it. But yeah, so I realized that there are people that are asking themselves those questions, and I know that I have a pathway that folks have traveled through, and that I myself have traveled through to help get the answers to those questions. And then to your point about the intersection of people, so then you get to hear about other people's universes and what they're doing, and then see how, oh wow, this connects with that, and oh, I could link this to that, and let's do a collaboration and a crossover here. I real life don't understand why people are not collaborating. I know I've been saying that for years. I don't understand. And some of my meditations over this past week has been like, there are several reasons. Sometimes it's that because people also have a tendency for some reason to not give credit where credit should be given. So they take something, learn something, then they try to act like this was all your revelation without just saying it started here.
Mm.
Right. And so with that, the impact that that has on someone like myself is it keeps me in the background where people are not saying it was actually when I did Discover Your Destiny. It was
Mm.
actually when Kimberland asked me this question. Matter of fact, I ran across a post a couple days down to the Facebook. It was a reminder, a memory post or whatever.
Oh, uh-huh.
Somebody I used to be friends with said, she said, this was back in 2019 that this post
Okay.
happened. So she was like, I was talking to my friend Kimberland, and I was saying, I wish that I had a journal that did this, this, and this. And she said, so why don't you just make it? And
Right.
so here is my journal about da 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 da.
Right.
That's the person that I've been in so many people's lives. But what happens is instead of them saying this was inspired by this, they just leave that part out. And then they be
Mm.
like this. So then it's like, are you trying to gatekeep in like information? Do you feel like it was irrelevant? Like what is the reasoning behind not just
Mm.
saying this is where
This
my
is where
journey
it came from.
started?
Mm.
Because I'm so different. I'm always like, let me tell y'all about so and so and such and how they did the blah blah blah. Let me get you on down to like, so it's always like weird to me. But anyway,
Mm.
in all of those thoughts, I've just really come back to I want to make sure that I'm doing what I am supposed to be doing to help people do what they need to do.
Right.
And I know that there are people that discover your destiny in these type of interactions are things that launch people to where they need to go. And so I just need to make sure that I'm in position. I just let God handle the rest of it, right?
Yeah.
So having said that, I've been like eyebrows deep in Discover Your Destiny because we have a current cohort in Found Her Future that's happening right now, which has been so, every time I get to, and I say this all the time, every time I have a Discover Your Destiny, I also go through Discover Your Destiny.
Right.
Because you can never know enough God, and you can
Yeah.
never know enough about yourself. And
Yourself.
so
Yeah.
it is a journey that you can continue like taking over and over again. And this particular iteration of the journey has really like allowed me to get out all of these thoughts that have been in my head about the archive and about the universe diagram and like all of that. Have I shown you the updated universe? You haven't
I
seen
haven't
it? Oh
seen
my
it
God,
yet.
let me show you right now. Hold on, then we're gonna move on.
Yay.
Okay, hold on. Because there have like it's been so many things that have been trapped in my head for so long that I really had to focus to like get everything out. So Shekinah, for example, does a really good job of helping to unravel all of those thoughts like that are present so that I'm able to make it make sense to explain it to somebody else,
Ah, I
because
gotcha.
that was kind of like the issue is that I wasn't able to really explain it to somebody else. Okay, so you, I and Bianca had done a session to kind of get some of the things out. And so I was working on this in its like original form. So these planets are like all the different ways that I reach out, if you will. So like this is consulting and like I don't remember what these planets say. Hold on. And I can only zoom in so far. I don't remember. But this one says like partnership. There's one that says speaking. There's one that says media outlets. Like all of them have a different type of thing. But I want to like zoom out just so you can see the whole scope of the
Yeah.
universe. So out from me, there all of y'all that have your individual universes sit out here. So
Right.
all of this is linked to the things that y'all are doing. And then over here with Found Her Future, this is where more universes sit, right? So it's like the idea is after I click out of my universe, I can click into somebody else's universe and see what they're doing and what they have to
Yeah.
offer. And then I spent a lot of time on this part down here. So these are the different media outlets that we have and different ways that we get information out to people. So Minding My
Yeah.
Black Ass Business, and here we are. And then there's From Mindset with Love, The Frolicking Truth. I'm bringing Gathered back. I actually had another, I recorded an episode over the weekend with one of my former students, and she works
Oh.
on cruise ships.
Oh wow.
And girl, so she was telling us about the cruise ships and the things that she know and the language, what she said, aft and forward and port side and the other side, I don't remember. But
Oh.
anyway, it was very enlightening. So she shared her journey, and then like we have co-working over on TikTok on Thursdays. Find a Piece Abroad lives over here, heal that shit. So like this has really allowed me to make things make sense as I'm talking to people, and then I'm able to talk to them about all the different ways to be a part of the universe, so they
Yeah.
can see where their things overlap. So that's the other thing that I've been spending a lot of time and brain energy on. And so I'll give one more example of what it feels like. You know how in any superhero movie, and the superhero is doing their thing, they're shining their whatever, they're doing, the whatever their superhero thing is, and they're getting to the point, like if I think about Avengers, I think it's Avengers, whichever one it was, when all of them came, when all the people came. Oh, Jeevus, Creevers. See, now y'all Avengers people gonna be like, she don't really know what she talking about. I'm not an Avengers scholar, y'all. I'm not a Marvel Universe scholar. Somebody tell me in the chat. Y'all help me out. It's the one where Captain America was fighting, maybe Thanos, maybe. And then all of a sudden, he had like his shield was broke. And he was like, I'm done. And then the portal opens up and Black Panther walks out. And then another portal opens up and Falcon flies in. And then here comes Hawkeye. And then Scarlet Witch. And then like everybody came and was like, we got your back. All right, let's do this. And then they fought. I don't know if that was, I don't think that was Civil War. I think that was Endgame. Because Civil War mean they fighting each other. Maybe. Anyway, that's what it
I'm
feels
here
like
with
right
you.
now.
Got
Is
it.
that I'm here fighting for my life. And the people are coming back and being like, let me help you with this. I can hold this part. Let me help you with this. So all of us can get over the finish line. Because again, it's not about me. But if I don't make it over the finish line, none of us are making it over the finish line. So it's like, why don't we all work together so we can get us all across the finish line, and also so I can get the space that I need for my brain to heal, because I really have not had a chance to heal and not do anything since my brain broke.
Right.
And I've been like just getting enough to be able to do enough to make it to the next step, but I really haven't had the chance to be able to really allow my brain and my nervous system to recuperate, and I need that desperately. So that is that's what's been going on in my world, and I'm excited because I do feel like people are finding me, finding us, finding our universes, and like the word is getting out. But I really feel like there has to be one big push where everybody is we really collaborating and really helping ourselves get out there so that things can now just go, you know, instead of like having to do everything manually. So yeah, that was a lot of words and a lot of things, but that's what's been going on in my brain. So I'm doing my best. You know, I'm at the very, very end of my medicine. So my brain is gonna go as long as it goes, and then after that, that's gonna be a wrap. Like, I don't know how else to say it. I really don't, because that's it. Like, it's like we got so many hours left on this thing, or so many days, and after that, we'll see what happens. So, having said that, I do want to give y'all an opportunity to see what both of us do out here in these universes. So I'm going to play those commercials, and then we got to talk about what's happening in the world, y'all, because it's a lot that's going on out here in this actual world that I don't even know all of it because I haven't even really been tapped in like that. But we got to talk about, we got to talk about some things. So I'm gonna grab some water, y'all grab some water too, and we'll be right back.
Okay, be honest. Are you the CEO and the assistant and the person who fixes the Wi-Fi and remembers everyone's birthdays? Yeah, that's a full-time job, times 4. I'm Kalonda Jackson, Chief Visionary Officer of Visionary Executive Network. And I help people like you stop doing everything and start building businesses that don't run on chaos and caffeine. Your ideas, they're brilliant. Your systems, they might be a bit rough. Your team, they mean well, bless their hearts. But you deserve more support than vibes and AI prompt responses. And then we take all that stuff in your head and turn it into strategy, structure, and real support. I'm talking SOPs, team clarity, peace of mind, and your weekends back. At least some of them. So if you're tired of doing the most with the least, book the call. Because burnout is not a business model. Let's build something wildly joyful by letting Vin take you from dream to done.
What if the thing you've always called too much was the exact thing God designed on purpose? This is for the ones who've always known they were different. Too sensitive, too loud, too knowing, too intuitive, too woo-woo. But what if your sensitivity is actually your superpower? What if your intuition was your inheritance? Discover Your Destiny is a 10-week sacred journey back to yourself. We explore the design of your soul, your spiritual gifts, and the unique way that God speaks to you. This isn't church. It's not a rule book. It's not a performance. It's the moment you stop chasing approval and start walking in divine alignment. You'll gain clarity, language, and confidence around who you are and what you are here on the earth to do. You'll learn the real voice of God. And if you feel called to go on to become a certified intuitive melanated life coach, this is where that path begins. There are 2 ways to enter this sacred container: the Destiny track, full investments and coaching experience, or the Divine Exchange track, where internship meets soul work. You'll support podcasting, content creation, or brand development behind the scenes while learning how your unique gifts benefit the collective. Your knowing isn't a flaw, it's the fingerprint of God. This is your invitation, and I hope that you'll answer. So we put the links into the chat if you are seeking support, all right, whether that be through Visionary Executive Network or whether that be through Discover Your Destiny. Please do go ahead and tap in. All right, so our next segment, we call it Child. Because just like when we be saying, yes, indeed, sometimes all you could just say is child and shake your head. And that's kind of where this country and this world got us right now.
Yes.
So, cousin, I know you've been tapped in to the things. So tell us the things, girl. And also, y'all, we don't stay here long because there's so much that need to be talked about. So if it feels like we're moving on quickly, that is by design because we want to make sure we get it out there. You know, you go and you do additional research should you need to, and the things, but we'll be here all day, child. We try to talk about all this crazy stuff, but go ahead, cousin.
All the things. So we have our Child World events. Because sometimes that's all you can say is just child. Because what are we doing? So you may or may not know that we are in the middle of a war, not war, that the president has gotten us all involved in. And there have been multiple things that have been happening that just make you scratch your head every other day and be like, we're doing what now? Or so we're want to open the Strait of Hormuz that wasn't closed until we started a war, and now it's closed but not closed, but now we're gonna blockade the strait that we wanted open that
To
wasn't
make them
closed
open it when it was never closed in the
until
first
we
place.
started a war. Like, what? What are we doing? And in the middle of this war, we get rid of like our naval secretary. We're like, you know what? Thanks for your services. They're no longer needed. We're just gonna bring in somebody new, right?
Do you know what they said the reason was for? Was this somebody that was left over?
This was somebody, well, Trump just doesn't like to be left out. And there were times where they wouldn't let him in the situation room. And because
Because they were trying to do actual
they were
military
actually
things.
trying to work,
Gotcha.
and not have the
So
distraction that he undoubtedly is in these spaces. And so he said,
interesting.
fine, I want to get somebody who is going to do what I say when I say. And like
Of
most of
course.
his appointments,
hmm
where it's people that are not qualified for these positions,
hmm
and have no expertise in these matters. So there's a new naval secretary. I don't even know this guy's name. I can show you in a
They
second.
probably don't either.
That part. But he was just recently quoted, and recorded in an interview where he's concerned about witches taking over, and just very. I wish I could make this up, yo. Like I wish it wasn't real, and like that's the other part. that we have to do, when all these things pop up, is then you now have
Uh,
to go on an escapade.
oh, wait. I think I lost you.
Oh
Wait, you
no,
back? Okay,
am
you
I
got to go
back?
on the escapade to do what?
Yes, to go find out if what you're seeing is true. So
Uh-huh.
there's so many sensational things that are happening that you're like, that can't be real, right?
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
then you also go look and go, no, that did happen. He was
Okay.
asleep in front of all them people. That
So
that
I want to play the
yes,
witches
yes.
the thing cuz I haven't heard this. I know you
Oh,
told
okay.
me that this happened, but we going to all listen to this together.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says meet our new acting naval secretary who believe witches have taken over California. All right.
Yes, child.
I hate that they be making this the things when somebody reposted that they make you see that the anyway. All right, here we
Yeah.
go. Let's see what this man said. Oh wait, might help to put the volume on. Okay.
in Monterey, California, called Lovers Point.
Yeah.
The original name was Lovers of Christ Point, but now it's become, they took out the Christ, it's Lovers Point, and it's really, Monterey is a very dark place now.
Yeah.
A lot of witchcraft and
Right.
the Wiccan community has really taken over there. And we can't let that happen in Virginia. Virginia is, I mean, especially down in Roanoke, they're God-loving
Right.
people.
Right.
Richmond too, and Virginia Beach, and we just need to mobilize Christians across the nation. I mean, there's a place in Monterey, California called Lovers Point.
That was
Yeah.
we need
The original name
We need to mobilize the
we need
Christians,
to
girl,
mobilize Christians all
because the
over the place.
Wiccans are taking over in these dark places in California. And it's like, first off, we're supposed to have a government that's rooted in separation of church and state, because that was supposedly why this country was discovered and founded, insert asterisks of inaccuracies here. But that was the whole reason, was religious persecution, supposedly. So there was supposed to be this separation. But the fact that we're continuing to hear in all of these different um, uh, talking points from our government is now rooted around religion and what is
Mm-hmm.
the right and Christian thing to do. And it's like, we're a country of mixed religions intentionally, that it's not supposed to just cater to one particular religion. And that's why it's not that people don't want, how do I want to phrase this, it's not that people don't want God in school, but it should not be to the exclusion of everything else. If we're bringing religion into school, then let's have an open book test
Yeah.
of all the available religions, and
Mm-hmm.
where
Mm-hmm.
those
Mm-hmm.
different
Mm-hmm.
teachings intersect, where they diverge, like what's the
Mm-hmm.
differences,
Mm-hmm.
as a
Mm-hmm.
way to understand each other out in the real world, because that's where the people are. Um, and to take away the stigma of, we don't talk about politics or we don't talk about religion, when those are really the things that we should be talking about. So it's just very interesting to see him say that, and then to have him I can talk, have him specifically talk about Virginia, when the issue in Virginia most recently is, there was an election that happened maybe a couple days ago, like last week, and there was a Republican judge who was trying to like change the rules last minute about absentee voting, and
Mm-hmm.
was like, we're just going to go ahead and throw those out. They're not constitutional because you didn't have a witness sign your absentee vote, so we're just not going to do it. Which, granted, that is the rule, that you have to have it, but you're waiting until now that you see you're about to lose this election regarding like um, the absentee votes and gerrymandering, and you're saying, well, I'm just going to change this rule now, so then these other people don't have a voice, and it looks like we're going to lose, so this will get rid of those votes, so now we win. Well, then Virginia Supreme Court said, yeah, no, you can't do that. Like, that's just not possible, and you're doing it literally days into this election period. Like, there are proper protocols if you have concerns that you can raise and can go through, blah blah blah, but this is not the time and not the place to do it. So we've talked on here before about, like, hey, upcoming elections and waiting for midterms and waiting for primaries and all these things, and saying, like, that is not going to save us. And they are showing in these individual spaces how they intend to get around that. If it's changing identification laws, if it's moving your voting, your polling place, if it's making it difficult for you to access it by time, of saying, well, this is going to be closed early, or we think we're losing, we're going to open this one later. Like, they're showing us
They're
all the
gonna pull out
different
all the stops.
ways that they are going to invalidate or try to invalidate all of our future elections. So it's not just a matter of go out and vote. And that's why we're saying that. It's not that we're like, your vote doesn't count. It's that they have consistently and are actively bastardizing our election process and have been for a long time. Like,
Hmm.
it's so interesting that people just kind of sweep under the rug that there was whole other countries that were interfering with our electoral process, and nobody really seemed to care that much about it. They're like, oh yeah, there are Russian accounts on Facebook that are intentionally putting out incorrect information about politics so people will vote the way that benefits them. And it's like, nobody really batted an eye about it. And it's like, that was just the beginning. So now it's just more in your face and just kind of like, we're going to just say that what you voted on is not constitutional. Sorry, try again.
Hmm.
And unless there are people in these places that are able and willing to stand up for it, to say, no, you can't do that, yes, it stops it temporarily, but they are doing this on a large scale basis and everything's not getting caught, you know? So that was those. Um,
So
then,
before
yeah,
you slide on, I've been saying for a long time that this next election is not going to happen, and that if it does happen, it's the point is to break the Constitution. That's what they're doing
yeah,
right now. So they're going to challenge every single thing, every single way to give the impression that they even give a damn about the Constitution in the first place, because they don't. So laws and justice and all that shit, all of that is not real. All of that is not real. And so even like I keep seeing things with some of the other situations that are happening. People are like, well, they should sue them and they need to sue them. Do y'all not understand that they are actively removing judges and putting in judges, as like you said, they took the naval secretary because they are going to put people in place that are going to uphold what they're doing. So us sitting up here depending on voting to fix something, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And I wish that we would accept that. And I wish that we would just think about things in a different way
yeah,
outside of this system that has always disenfranchised people. This
correct.
system has always disenfranchised voters. Even if we go back to the 2000 election with the hanging chads and everything that happened in Florida, like, come on, man.
Or
It's been
just from the
compromised
very
for a long
beginning,
time.
if you weren't a white man, you did not
Correct. You
have
didn't
a
even have
voice.
the right to vote.
No
Speaking
one.
of, I didn't get a chance to watch Testament
I
because
was wondering.
I didn't get a
Mm,
chance. I didn't get a
gotcha.
chance. But I have seen at least season one of The Handmaid's Tale. And I really, if y'all have not watched The Handmaid's Tale, I really, really, really need y'all to go watch that because I need you to understand that is what is happening actively. And to your point earlier of like things are so ridiculous that you have to ask yourself, is this real? Is this not real? That is strategic.
The point.
That is strategic so that you don't believe when you hear outlandish stuff that it's real. So then you just dismiss it and you just get comfortable and you just go to work. That's all the hell they need you to do is go the hell to
Just
work.
show up.
Go to work and have children. We already
Child.
told you about the lady that they forced to have a baby. She was dead. And they forced that lady to carry that baby. I don't even know what the status of the baby is right
Last
now
I heard, the
and the
child is
type of
still in
trauma.
NICU and like severely compromised because a
But that was
dead
an
person,
experiment.
because a
That
dead
was an
person is not
experiment.
a host of our body.
Correct.
Like, that doesn't
Correct.
do that.
Correct.
And on
Correct.
top of it, you're forcing all these people. Let's take away the rights. There's no, whatever. But then you're also taking away the services on the other side to help
Of
these people
course.
have these kids that they
Help.
couldn't afford and said, I can't afford to do this. So then it's like,
So let
Well,
me
now
tell you
I can't
why.
work. I can't because I can't
So
afford
then guess what?
childcare.
So guess what
Right.
happened? So now you're a slave. So
Right.
that is the whole pipeline, right? So the whole
Yeah.
pipeline, you're having these kids, you're not gonna be able to take care of these kids. The kids gonna wind up in custody. And so now they already adjusted the child labor laws, right?
Yep.
Again, it doesn't matter. But they already adjusted the child labor laws. They've already put indoctrination in schools. They have
Correct.
already done these things, y'all. This is not a game.
But
This
that's
is
what we
not
were
a
talking about
game.
before in saying it's easy to do. Like, this is the whole frog in the pot situation because it's easy to
Mm-hmm.
do if you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at
Mm-hmm.
these things as individual instances
Mm-hmm.
and not
Mm-hmm.
realizing that it is a part of the bigger plan and the whole intention that coincidentally they have a whole handbook for and are working through chapter by chapter, page by page. So it's an open book test of all the things that are happening, like literally actually happening.
Here on the page on Minding My Black Ass Business, there is a video that is, let me look and see what playlist it's in because the video breaks down Project 2025
Hmm.
and she does a really good job of explaining like the different pieces of it, but it's literally what the hell they said was
Yeah,
gonna happen, right?
everything.
And so that's the other thing is I don't understand why. Well, I when I say I don't understand, I do understand, but also um wake up, god damn it.
Right.
But I don't understand why people are not the playbook is like they doing the like they told you what they was gonna do, they told you what they was gonna do, and now they doing it. And so I'm not surprised by any of it
Right.
because it's already said. So my thing is real big on the radical acceptance. I need
Right.
you to accept that the Constitution is not real. Laws are not real. There is not justice in the court system. You ain't finna get no justice from suing nobody. They're not about to wake up and do the right thing. They're not about to help nobody. This is very much going back towards what was happening during slavery times and worse. Because right
Correct.
now it's 2026. I need you to understand the news is compromised. The media outlets are compromised. Like, I need you to understand all of that.
It's why, like, even with the assassination attempt yesterday.
Girl, tell the
So
people what happened because they may not even know, girl.
so I don't know if y'all know there was another assassination attempt on President Trump's life during the correspondence dinner at the Washington Hotel. Is that where it
I
was?
don't know
I
what
think,
the
I think
hotel
it's the
is. I
Washington
don't know.
Hotel, where an armed gunman was able to get into, like, get through security into the ballroom, let out 3 shots apparently, was apprehended. They stopped the dinner. They got the president out. They went back to get his wife. And then he, President Trump being the he, decided he's saying, like, no, we want to continue the dinner. Like, I want to stay. I have a speech, all this stuff. And it's like, in what real world is there an attempt on your life and you're like, no, I have a speech to give? Like, first off. And then what people are attending this event that there has been a shooter that has come in and you're going to sit back down at this dinner table and listen to a speech? That's just me. I don't know. I could be wrong. Tell me in the comments. Um, but then they were saying that he, in his speech, he was also talking about the fact that, or not even him, I think it might have been one of the representatives that were walking out. They were blaming the press, of like, the press has created such a divisive
Of
narrative
course.
of
Of
what's
course.
happening and that they are
Mm-hmm.
partially responsible for the
Mm-hmm.
violence that is happening. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
the press, the people
Mm-hmm.
that are talking about what's happening,
Yes, of
by
course.
by
Because you're
default,
talking about what's happening.
it is supposed to be unbiased and just a reporting of what is happening. So if you stopped doing divisive things, they wouldn't report divisive behavior. Again, I could be wrong. So, like, this is the way they're framing the things. But also just keep in mind that is the same hotel that Reagan had an attempted assassination on. And
Oh,
I
really?
almost want to say, and I could be wrong, so somebody can fact check
And he
me.
was an actor too.
Right. Somebody could fact check me on the date. I think it might have been the same day. So
Mm.
I'm not saying that anyone would do this intentionally.
They're doing it
However,
intentionally. This is a whole fucking
comma,
game. This is a
I'm like,
whole goddamn
however,
movie.
comma,
It's a
the
whole reality
production
series.
is he originally had the assassination attempt. It mobilized his base to say,
Of
oh, he must
course.
be on to something. We have to protect him. He is right. We need to make sure we go out and vote so our voices are heard and we have to protect him. And again, when they literally yesterday and day before yesterday were saying that his approval rating is the lowest it's ever been, he is the least popular president in the history of the country, that now all of a sudden there's an attempt on his life. Now, apparently, this man who did the attempt was a teacher, had been awarded, I believe, Teacher of the Month. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know the rest of his background, but I just know that
Mm-hmm.
my initial reaction, and I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent, it just is what it was. Again, the
Mm-hmm.
transparency piece. When I saw Teacher of the Month, I was like, of the year, like, but that was just me, so I could be wrong. But
So I just looked it up. It was at the same hotel, the same hotel, but
oh,
it was
March
on
30th.
March
Thank you,
30th.
Sherry.
Yeah. Um, yeah, March 30th, 1981. Yeah. Um,
Child,
girl,
out
it's
of
a
my face.
movie.
Out of my face. Like,
It's a
these are our real
movie. It's a
lives. Like,
reality
they're real
show.
people. They literally, completely side note, but just like the absurdity of it all. And I don't know where this came from on my TikTok. So when I look at TikTok, I usually just look at the For You page, not my following, which I don't know if
Oh,
everybody does that, but like randomly, I'll be like, oh, let me actually go check the people I intentionally follow. Well, for
right.
some reason, I know, right? Some reason, apparently, I follow like Christie's the Sotheby. I don't know if I think I'm a rich person.
Who?
That's the people who do all the auctions of like the super rare
Oh,
goods and things, and they do all the auctions.
okay.
I don't know. But anyway, that is apparently now bubbling up to the top of my For You page on my
Okay.
following. These people are spending, I think one was a $12 million Cartier watch, like 12 million American dollars on a Cartier watch. There was, what was the other one? Oh God, I can't remember what it was, but it was something else that they were bidding on, and it was like $4 million. And it was interesting because in the comments, people were trying to say, "Oh, well, that's not American dollars. That's in um, Hong Kong dollars. So it's really only $1.9 million." And I'm
For a
like,
fucking watch.
we're talking about a watch, y'all. So if it's 1.9 million or 12 million, to me that's the same fucking thing at this point. When there are people, there was literally a woman calling into the news saying she had lost 28 pounds because she could no longer afford groceries. She could
Oh,
no
I
longer
understand.
eat, and we have people that are and it's not that I'm saying like people shouldn't have money, people shouldn't have access to
People should
luxury
there
goods.
let me say there are no ethical billionaires and
That
nobody
part.
should have that much money when there are people who are starving on the planet. I said it. Okay, go ahead, sir.
But it's just a very stark reminder of the differences, and that
The divide.
it completely exists, and it behooves them to have us continue to be pitted against each other instead of them, because it is very much, and I will say this
And
time and
chasing
time
lives
again,
like this where you can afford a
correct.
$12 million watch, wanting to be a millionaire so you
You
can buy a
know,
fucking watch.
a watch that you're never going to wear. And it's like it behooves them to have us fuss with each other instead of actively saying this is a class issue.
Correct.
It is not. And yes, yes, there are things that are intrinsically racist and purported to
It's
keep
all of
certain
it.
people, but it is also a class issue on top
It's
of
all of it.
that. Because outside of the racism part, if you're a poor white person, they hate you just as much as they hate a poor black person. If it, if we're looking at it that way. So just seeing those things and going, this is what we're participating in every day. And this fool, being Trump, immediately after was like, see, this is why we need to build my ballroom, because we would be able to have more security and this wouldn't have happened. And then when I tell you that all the media outlets that are pro-Republican are all echoing
Talking
like,
about
this is
they
why we
going
need
on
the
the
ball,
ballroom.
we need a ballroom, we need a ballroom, we need a ballroom, we need a ballroom. But they need a ballroom,
So he
side
could have
note,
that bunker.
the bunker, and because the way they have structured these donations for this ballroom, they don't have to report it unless it's a conflict of interest with like the state of the interior and one other aspect. But very few of them are conflict of interest with those two, so they don't have to report it. But they may all very well have contracts in and bids in for federal funds that they don't have to report. So now you have all this mystery money with millions of dollars coming in that then all of a sudden you get granted this contract. And it's like, oh, how did that happen? I got so lucky. Oh my goodness, look at me. And it's like, you want the ballroom so you can get the money, so you can also get your bunker. But then so
Of
these other
course.
people can get more money. Like it's a shell game. It's a complete shell game. But
Yeah.
anyway, so that's happening. We have Trump now. We have an indefinite ceasefire, but it wasn't as if
The
this was
ceasefires
actually
ain't even
a
ceasefires.
conversation, because Iran was like, "We're not talking to you. We're
They
not
dropping
even
these Lego tracks, bro. They
girl."
drop. You heard
They
that
are like,
YouTube took down they Lego tracks?
I didn't. No, I did not. I did not. But they are like, we don't have to talk to you, because there was supposed to be like everybody was supposed to be on the plane on the way to Iran to have the thing. Girl, they was still at the house, at the White House, hanging out, trying to figure out. And then next thing you knew, he's like, well, we're gonna have an indefinite ceasefire. And it's like, do you think this is you saving face? Like, these people are not worried about you at all. Okay. Then on top of it, we also can't keep secrets to save our own lives. Like, I don't even understand. So we got one guy who was an army, a U.S. member of the army, that he placed a bet for like $33,000. Not saying that Maduro will be killed, but that like the timing of him being captured and removed, that he bet on that timeline. Well, he knew that timeline because he was being deployed to be a part of the team that did the capturing and removal and that whole operation. This fool wins like $400,000. Well, they wound up finding him and basically charging him with like insider trading, because like that's the only way that you would make that type of bet, is because you had inside information, on top of the fact that it is a fucking security risk. Okay? Then, speaking of security risk, there's another guy, intelligence guy, that they wanted to put in the fray of things. He goes on a date with a chick and is just chatting, yapping. She is a reporter and recording him the entire time. He's like, yeah, if so and so doesn't behave, we're just gonna have to go and kill him. Da 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 da. And I'm like,
And that's how they be talking about people too. And that's how they be talking about whole countries of
whole
people.
countries,
It should be so
civilization.
concerning to even like thinking back to 9/11 and the way that they manufacture consent for all of us to be behind this war, these weapons of mass destruction, the Taliban, and like all of that, like the way that they manufactured that is like so wild, and we
Yeah.
should be so pissed. Lately I've been wanting to get into understanding what happened with the Vietnam
Mm,
protests, and
mm-hmm.
how people mobilized against the Vietnam War, because that is the energy that is really, really, really needed right now. And it's so strange that we're so desensitized to recklessly and randomly killing people at
But that
all.
is intent.
Killing
That's
people at
the
all.
intent.
But saying things like, I'm just gonna blow up a country, and it's just like, here he go talking
Another news
again.
day.
Like we should be very concerned that we are not deeply bothered by
Yeah.
that.
I mean, it's by design. When we've talked about
Of course.
for years, just even like the video games, what does
Mm-hmm.
get displayed on the
Mm-hmm.
news,
Mm-hmm.
it's with the intent to desensitize. So when these
Mm-hmm.
things happen, there isn't that immediate outrage where if you
Disconnect you from
see
humanity.
correct, where
Mm-hmm.
people just go, oh, okay, it's another day, it's
Mm-hmm.
another massacre, another
Yeah.
shooting. Like to know that there were eight children that a father killed. Like
That's crazy.
to try to reconcile
It's
that and to know that like the news cycle has moved on already.
correct. To the next thing. We got and let's get us in the news cycle so it can be moved on to the next thing, because there's a very serious men's crisis that has been present since always.
Correct.
And also many more people are becoming very aware of it. Interestingly enough, when I did my master's study, my master's thesis was on
Mm,
gender-based learning, but specifically focused on Black boys, because I've always wanted to understand how they are conditioned into the men that they turn into. And um I try not to get down there to that maniverse, but
mm.
I be needing to
You
understand,
have
because
to. Yeah.
I feel like my duty is to be able to warn others about the red flags. So it's like
Hmm.
we have to know what the conversations are so that we
Right.
can protect ourselves and protect each other.
Correct.
And even just yesterday, I was watching. So y'all may or may not know the situation that happened with Dr. Serena Fairfax, and she was killed by her husband. The kids were in the house, and he was the ex-lieutenant governor of Virginia, so very high profile, all of that. Then after he does that, his fraternity brothers make tributes to him like he was this upstanding person, almost framing it like they died in a car accident or something. Like it was so strange. Like, and I say strange without having a better word to use besides
Hmm.
disturbing.
Right.
Like
Like
it was
how?
just like like
How do we
ah.
live in
But
a
anyway,
society that sides with the perpetrators consistently?
a murderer, and someone
Consistently.
who who was accused of
Like what? Well,
sexual
what does
assault,
she do?
and
Like what?
it's baffling. So anyway, all of that is going on. Just yesterday, I was watching a panel of mental health therapists that were talking about domestic violence and what's been happening in our communities. And there were two men who were on the panel, and one of them said, most of his clients are men, and he was like, ladies, if you all knew some of the thoughts that we have, you would be terrified. And
We
I
are
was like,
terrified.
we are.
You've been telling us since we were children how to protect ourselves from men
So,
in
I'm the
Christian
type of person.
ways.
I'm sending out messages because I want to know if you're a man that's attached to me. I want to know what you're actively doing to
Mm,
utilize your platform, your voice, your influence, your circles. What are you actively doing to talk to other men in your life, to talk to the boys in your life about how they are showing up? Now, one thing that man did say on that panel that I was like, and you're right, he was like, we are broken as men and we need healing. You're damn right. And I wish y'all would leave us the hell alone while you do that. Because in the
correct.
meantime, while you call yourself trying to heal, trying
You
to
are
do whatever,
unsafe and
you're
hurting
killing us.
everybody. Yeah.
You know? So It's a lot, and I be in the comments, but I also be trying not to be in the comments because I'm doing my social research and I'm collecting evidence, but also I'm getting pissed off the whole time. And let me tell you what
Correct.
pissed me the hell off. Let me tell you what pissed me the hell off this
Uh-oh.
this this past couple days. Meg done had to break up with Klay Thompson, girl. Cause
Child.
he talking about he can't be
He
non-monogamous,
can't
girl.
he can't be monogamous.
That's what I
After
mean. He can't be monogamous. Girl, they done bought a house together. He
blending
done
families.
named his boat after her. They done had Thanksgiving dinner. She done cooked for the family, calling the girl, girl,
And
girl.
it's not to say that anybody deserves any of this treatment, but it's just so interesting that when people see what you've been through and then proceed to put you through the
They do it
same,
on
if not
purpose.
worse,
They do it
and
on
it's like
purpose.
you are just trying to break
Yes,
someone's spirit
yes,
because
yes,
there is no reason. You
yes.
could have hauled ass whenever you decided you were done
It's
and been
happened
like,
to me. It's
I
happened
don't
to
want you no
me
more.
often. Where people they seek out women that they see have it going, or women that are resilient, or women that have a light, or women that are have influence or what have you, and they try to break you. That is the point. He did all of that to try to break her, but then it was pissing me off because in the comments, then they said, well, Meg passed around and Meg did it.
Look here. Oh, wait, Jesus. Because you know what?
I can't do it. When I tell you, I am so like,
It is
my
so many
responsibility,
arguments all at once. Because are
my
we measuring him
responsibility.
against the number of relationships he's been in? And
No,
they
of
were
course not.
committed relationships where she was monogamous with a partner until they were not monogamous with her. And again, you do not have to be perfect to be protected. If you are in a relationship with someone, there is an expectation that this person is
That you're
here to
gonna
keep
honor the
you safe.
relationship.
Correct. In whatever terms you
Mm-hmm.
guys set up. Because you could set
Mm-hmm.
up a non monogamous thing if that is what your
Sherry
partner.
said, let's not forget he did the same thing to Coco Jones. I didn't know he
I
dated
didn't know
Coco
he dated
Jones.
Coco Jones. I love Coco Jones. I did not know he
I
dated her.
love Coco
I
Jones.
know. She's
I
beautiful.
love her. She is. I
What?
like these young these up and coming late 20s, early 30s.
Child.
It's a group of them that I really appreciate. The man is a slut. Is what I'm understanding.
Of all the things, I was not expecting you to say that. I was not
That's
expecting
what he
that to be the
is.
next. That's
Yes, he
funny.
is.
She
He's
said,
slay.
the
He don't know.
man is
He
a
don't have no
slut.
self control. He don't know how to keep his penis in his pants. That's the issue. Not that
Oh,
Meg has been passed around. He
child,
doesn't know how
how to
to.
control
And this is the
himself.
thing. And if you're gonna be non-monogamous,
Then,
then honor the honesty that comes with non-monogamy.
but
Don't be
they
sitting up
want to
here acting
own.
like
Mm-mm.
exactly. And see, that's that passport bro type shit. That's that red pill type shit. We non-monogamous only in one direction. Because
My
if we gonna
side,
be
just one
non-monogamous, then
time.
let's be
Let's
non-monogamous.
do
You feel
it
me?
because we got options. There are options.
Plenty. You think Megan the Stallion Pete don't have options besides your light bright ass?
Wild. There was
Girl.
somebody, I think you have it, that put out a call for what we need to do next for our
Where?
good sis. If you'll click on that, because I'm like, I cannot believe this
Let's
man.
see.
Well, not that I can't believe this man, because I can believe this
I was about to say I
man. I was like,
absolutely believe.
because once
But
they say,
I was really hoping that he would honor her. Cause one thing I know about Meg is that she gon' leave. Like
Oh
she was
yeah.
Meg,
It's like,
and
this ain't for
I was
me.
just talking about this on the Frolic and Truth because I was like, one thing I'm not gonna do is stay in no abusive relationship. I done did that shit already. So okay, this is what you want. Bet. Hey,
Enjoy.
hotties, let me tell y'all something. I'm out this bitch. Fuck that
We out
nigga.
of here.
We done deleted his ass. He can
He
go to
gone.
hell.
He's gone.
Okay, he's
Goodbye.
out of
Out of
here.
there. Out of
We're
there.
done. You
Yes.
know, and that's
Yes.
it. You know, like it's just all right. Let me see.
And
Let
no
me see.
spin the
She
block.
said, "Hot girl and no spin the block." Because then I read a comment somebody talking about. I hope they work it out. No, the hell
For
they do
what?
not.
She
For what
said he
reason?
was having wild mood swings, which is a very nice way of saying he is unpredictable and possibly
And
violent. I mean,
unsafe.
you
And
know,
that's what the hell I heard. That's what
child,
the hell I heard. Not
child.
after I done been here with you through all of this. And you, boy, what? Let me see what this lady say here on this thing of what we need to do. Cause girl, when I tell you I was too hot, I wanted my girl. I said my girl looks so happy. I want her to be happy. But also if he
Right,
ain't
and
right,
have a
girl, bye.
family. Goodbye.
If
Seriously.
he ain't right, girl, bye. Okay, hold on. Okay, the volume is on. Here we go.
By now, we have all heard the news about Megan Thee Stallion. These are your instructions. I need you to go fuck the owner of the team and get him traded to the Phoenix Suns. I need someone to go fuck his barber and get his hairline pushed back. I need someone to go to his mama's house and let all the air out of all the tires and all the cars. I need someone to find his mama's housekeeper or nanny or whoever's in charge of doing the dishes at that house and take all the spoons and forks. Only butter knives in that house. By the end of today, I need Megan's ass to be the wallpaper on his daddy phone because his daddy too old to know how wallpapers work, so he's not going to be able to change it for several weeks. Whoever is in charge of bringing Clay's shoes to the games, put a little bit of olive oil on one of them shoes, one of them. In fact, put holes in every sock that he owns. So when he got socks in his bag, put holes in one of them socks. Pull the string out of his basketball shorts. All the basketball shorts, take all the strings out. He don't get no strings in his shorts. Fuck his coach. I need somebody to go fuck his coach and put him deep on the bench. What allergies does he have? He got any allergies? Somebody go spray his allergies around the room. I need somebody to lose his luggage real quick. Go lose his luggage. Just say it's on the way to the airport and then just leave it on the sidewalk. Ain't no hackers. Ain't no hackers. Who can hack his Instagram account? Baddies, hurry up and do what y'all gotta do. Assemble. By now, we have all heard.
That's why they say the witch is taking over. That's just why, because those were the comments that I kept seeing during the thing. They were like, Megan
Activate.
is covered. They were like, Megan has people that have her back. Megan is connected to the internet. Megan is also my Aquarius sister. I want you to know.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Y'all better stop fucking playing with people. Y'all better stop. Y'all
Because
better
you don't
stop
have to do
playing
it.
with because you don't have to do it. And so the way I know that God be showing up about me, I've watched it happen. I've watched it happen. And it's crazy because people will think that you're the one that made that happen. I ain't got to do nothing.
I have to do
I ain't
nothing.
got to do because why you came over here doing it? You didn't have
Right.
to come over here. I was
You
minding
could
my
have left
black
me
ass
alone.
business. I
You
was
could
minding my
have
black
left
ass
me
business.
alone.
You came over here and you decided to insert yourself knowing that you didn't have pure
I
intentions.
had no
Karma
intention to be
is
right.
equal opportunity.
Child.
Well,
I'm just saying. Because you didn't have
okay.
to. You didn't have to.
Child. So, yeah, we need y'all got to get it together. And I was talking with the man yesterday, and he was like, I was telling him about everything we're building, and he was like, "Well, Kimberland, what is stuff for the men? You tell me, my brother, because let me tell you
Right.
what I'm not." A man.
A
So you
man.
know what I'm finna do is make sure that we as women are taken care of. Now, if you want get on your man shit and figure out what the hell y'all need to be
What
talking
y'all
about, because
need.
y'all need
And
to get
actually
it
be
together.
specific. Be
Y'all need to
specific.
get it
Because
together.
y'all lost. And y'all
Because
say
speaking,
we are emotional and we
child,
can't.
child. So speaking of specific, I did want to tell you. So some time ago we had Ask an Auntie where they talked about snacks. And Snacks was the one who had ate all our good sisters' snacks.
Yes,
And
in her
a lot
cabinet,
of
eating all her
men,
stuff.
her imported snacks, that
You
was in her
know, it's
cabinet
not
and
at the
stuff.
grocery store. She can't just go replace
Mm-mm.
it.
And then he tried to replace it with Walmart snacks. But what had
Not the
happened
same.
out of that is, girl, the number of men that was in my inbox trying to cap and cape for snacks, and why
Uh-uh.
it was okay, and why we needed. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you about what we ain't finna do over here. Okay, I just feel like I need to make this public service announcement. What we not doing over here is finding excuses for poor behavior. We're not
No,
doing it. Okay, we're
no.
not doing it.
Not
We're not doing
co-signing
it.
none of your bullshit
No,
at
no, no, no,
all.
no, no,
At
no, no, no,
all.
no, 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 no. If you feel like somebody is being hard on somebody, that's because you see yourself in it. Okay, so I really invite you to dig
Just
deep and figure
internalize it.
out what is it
Right.
that you need to excavate and get up from
Mm-hmm.
out of there. So you cannot relate to somebody that we would say is a toxic person. Ask yourself about that. But what you're not gonna do, what you're not gonna
That
do
could come over here justifying.
is take
Child.
a whole bunch of time and energy to try to justify poor behavior. And that is from any direction, whether that be someone who considers themselves to be a male, to be a female, to be non-binary. I don't care. We're not over here finding excuses for poor behavior. We're not doing that here. All right. So having said that, we're going to go ahead and move into our Ask an Auntie for today. And Ask an Auntie is the segment of our show where you all get to write in and talk to us about what's happening in your lives, what questions that you have, and you get to get some advice from the aunties. Okay. So you go to tinyurl.com/ask-an-auntie. When you do that, please make sure that you include like demographic information, age, race, where you live, like so that we kind of have context for what is happening as much as we possibly can. All right. So today's Asking Auntie is called We Come Together, We Leave Together, but Do We Still? All right, that's the one for today. Now, if you are here watching with us, or even if you're watching this during the replay, please leave your advice, okay, or your comments, your thoughts about what should happen. All right. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna read it off of this one over here so I could keep this straight
Okay.
up. Okay, dear aunties. Okay, so I've been in my feelings about this and I had to bring it to the group chat because I need some outside perspective. Y'all have probably seen the story about Denisha Delancey. She met someone at a nightclub, left with him, and she was killed. Okay, so let me give context for that. So Denisha Delancey is this happened, I believe, in Miami, if I'm not
I think
mistaken.
so.
No, no, no. It happened
Oh,
in
it
St.
was.
Martin. It was in St.
Yeah.
Martin.
She was all that.
So there were a group of folks that went on vacation. She was in St. Martin or St. Martin, and she met a guy in the nightclub and left her friends to go be with the guy. And then they wound up driving around going somewhere. And then they wound up going back to the club. Somebody had followed them. Turned out the guy was a drug dealer. And so then there was what would you call it? I don't
A
a
shootout.
shootout, a
Mm.
drive-by
A
situation.
drive-by.
And
Yeah.
so the guy was killed as well as Denisha. In the wake of that happening, people have been casting blame in different directions. And one of the places that blame has been casted are on her friends. Okay. All right. So that's context. All right. So ever since I saw it, I can't stop thinking not just about her and how devastating that is, but about the friend situation. Because here's what I keep coming back to. What is girl code in 2026? I'm 28. My girls are my girls. We've been rolling together since forever. And back in the day, the rule was simple. We come together, we leave together. Full stop, no questions. If somebody wanted to leave with a man, you either convinced her to wait or all of y'all were going. That was the code. But we're grown now. Like, we're actually grown. We're adult women making adult decisions. And I'll be honest, I've had the conversation with myself about this. Am I really going to stand in my friend's way if she's feeling someone and wants to do what she wants to do? I'm not her mama. I'm not trying to police her choices. She has autonomy, and we should respect that. So where does that leave us? Because on one hand, I feel the weight of what happened to Denisha so heavy. And I want to believe that if her girls had pulled her back, if somebody had said, wait, let's think about this, she might still be here. That guilt, even if it doesn't belong to her friends, feels real. But on the other hand, I've been in situations where I've wanted to make a choice and my friends were hovering, trying to decide for me, and I resented them for that. So I can't hold two different standards. And then there's the part of my brain that keeps circling back to, why are we putting this on women? Her friends didn't kill her. Her leaving with him and everything that happened after that did. So I'm asking, genuinely asking, where do the aunties stand on girl code? Has it evolved? Does leaving together still mean something, or is that a relic? And how do we hold space for women's safety without making it women's responsibility to survive men who want to harm them?
My, oh my. Well, fellow almost auntie. Um, thank you for your letter, first off. I mean, this definitely has a lots of layers in like where's the protection and what is the girl code? Because I too definitely was, brought up of you come together, you leave together, like that's what you do. And I can't say that as I'm like thinking through this, I can't really remember a time where any of us in our group were like, okay, peace out. Like, I'm gonna go over here. Unless it was something that had already been planned of like,
Mm-hmm,
oh, we're
mm-hmm,
all going out and then
mm-hmm,
I'm
mm-hmm,
going such and such with so and so, like whatever. Like,
mm-hmm,
okay, I feel like that's different.
mm-hmm,
Um, I think, I also think it depends on the mindset and the I don't know why I'm blanking on the word, like just kind of, if is my friend drunk? Is my friend out of
mm-hmm,
it? Is
mm-hmm,
this a
mm-hmm,
stranger? Is this someone she
mm-hmm,
knows? Like I think a lot of those things are factors, but at the same time, I do understand your point of like we are grown and people are on apps going out with strangers, meeting up
mm-hmm,
at their house or and you're not in any control over that
mm-hmm,
situation, but I do understand wanting to keep your friends safe. I feel like for me, if my friend is incapacitated or over the limit and I'm concerned that like I wouldn't want her to drive, then
mm-hmm,
I feel like I wouldn't want her to leave with a stranger. Now,
mm-hmm,
if it's somebody that we know, I probably wouldn't, my spidey senses may not be tingling, but I think it depends on the situation. Um,
mm-hmm,
I think we all look to each other when we're out together to keep each other safe to a certain degree. And if it is something that does just truly not sit in your spirit and feels unsafe, then yeah, you at that point need to speak up. Now, if they're like, I'm gonna fight you, I'm leaving, I mean, you can only do what you can do. You can't like sit on this grown person.
right,
But in this particular situation, I think it is hard because according to the story, they were all out together. He brought them to the house to drop everybody off, and she went back out with him.
just saying.
So
Mm-hmm,
it's like it wasn't, it was a little different. So I mean, I think people just look in those moments when there are these tragedies to find blame, and
of course.
sometimes that just isn't, there's not always something that the other person can do. As far as girl code goes, I do believe it is still there. I just think there is a lot of nuance, and a lot of it depends on the actual situation and the people involved and what their state of mind is at that moment, and that your
Mm-hmm,
gut and your intuition will tell you what to do. Because we all have friends who are bad drunks. If you're trying to tell them not to drive, like you do almost have to fight. But like driving is like, no, you're gonna go out there and kill somebody else. Like I will take your
mm-hmm,
keys. You gonna be
mm-hmm,
mad at me. But if it's over you going home with somebody, like I'm not, I can only fight you so far on that because
mm-hmm,
again, we could go home and you still have this dude come pick you up. So,
mm-hmm,
you know,
mm-hmm,
you can only do what you can do. I just think it's important in just asking the question is enough to have that conversation with your friends so y'all can kind of say, what do I want this to look like? And then give you something to action of like, hey, this is the boundary that we set up for each
yeah,
other that we said keeps us safe. And that is what I'm doing right now. I think that gives it a little more honesty and you're not assuming what that looks like, would be
mm-hmm.
my.
I think that's excellent advice to have that conversation and have the conversation ahead of time. So you mentioned that you've been sharing this in a group chat. that y'all still haven't come to a consensus, but you do now have the gift of clarity of understanding where people are. Because this is what I want you to know about me. I don't want to be friends with people who are not looking out for me, or people that are not going to ask like additional questions, or like I don't want to be friends with people that just going to be like, child, I don't know who she went with. Like, at least can we make sure locations are shared,
Well,
that you have their ID, that you have
you
their
gave
license
a picture
plate,
or something.
that we have, you gonna communicate, every hour, 2 hours, something like we at least, because look, not on my watch. You understand? Now you might
Right.
be out here doing random Tinder shit and all that kind of stuff, and down there to the hinge and the grinder and all the things. I don't know who is where. Okay, but you with me right now. I'm not about to be the one to have to call your people and let them know that something happened, and I don't
And I
know
can't
where
tell them
I was.
anything. I don't know who she went with. I don't know.
Not on my
What?
watch.
Like
Not on
what?
my watch. Not on my watch. And so I also don't want to be friends with people who wouldn't like honor that and respect that.
Right.
I love the idea of having a conversation ahead of time, because one, you're not there, you're not in the moment, and everybody can agree to what they're going to agree to. So then when it gets into the situation, that's why I'm showing up the way I'm showing up. But it's happened to me. I took a trip to the Bahamas with a friend when she was turning 25, and I might have been like 35 at the time. And it was her birthday. You 25, girl, turn up. We in the Bahamas. We doing the things. Yes. She's playing beach volleyball. She breaks a nail. And so she's playing beach volleyball. She has on a bathing suit and a cover up, no shoes. She's playing beach volleyball. Breaks a nail and runs off. Just runs off. Now she been drinking. It's turn up. You 25. Runs off. So I'm then like, where the hell are you going? So I'm like, I go and I'm like, they're like, oh, she said she broke her nail. She going to a nail shop around the corner or something. We're in the Bahamas. She has no
Barefoot?
shoes on, no pants on, no money, no phone. So we had a third lady that was with us. So I was like, here, make sure you have the phone, you have this. I'm gonna take her money, take her things, try to go find her and her
In
shoes.
her shoes.
So I finally I find her. I find her. She's in the nail shop. Girl, she was pissed with me. Oh, she was so mad with me that
Over what?
I was making a big deal out of this, and she is grown, and I'm sitting up here chasing after her like she can't take care of herself and all that. I bet you that's the last time we was ever going somewhere together.
Because I
This
care
is
about you.
reckless behavior.
Because I'm
This
a
is
care
reckless
about you.
behavior.
Like you
And what
can't tell me to
that
watch
showed
you.
me is that if something would have happened to me,
You would have left
that
my
she
ass
would have
out
been
there
quite all right
barefoot.
with that.
Barefoot
With
and
no shoes,
moneyless
no money, no fucking pants on.
in the Bahamas. Because how you was about to
In
pay
a
for
foreign
this
country.
nail? You about to go to jail, ma'am. You done stole services.
What you was gonna tell them people? And you gotta be back on the ship in a couple hours to leave them. What did you talk
This
about
was a
right now?
cruise? Oh my
Yes,
God.
this was a cruise on the day excursion.
No, ma'am. No.
And you
No.
think I'm about to get back on this ship without saying that I haven't
Without
come to
you?
look for you? Are you fucking crazy? She was mad. So yeah, I
You gonna
said
stay mad.
I want, and you gonna be mad. And also, we're not friends, because I cannot be in community with somebody like that, where one, you would do something reckless like that, two, you would get upset that somebody was upset that you did something reckless like that, and that lets me know you're not a safe person, because if something would have happened to me, I would have just been dead.
Assed out.
I would have just been dead. I just asked
Literally.
out,
Literally
literally.
assed out.
Literally, damnly. Okay.
Jeez.
Literally asked out. So yes. So if you I think it's excellent advice to have the conversation ahead of time. I definitely think that will help you all come to an understanding of where people are on these different things, and then you can make a decision about who you want to be in certain spaces with,
Correct.
and how you want to, roll with those particular people in those spaces based on how they show up. Okay, so that
Amen.
gives you the best ways to be able to get that information. And then if people do decide that they're going to go with somebody else or whatever, then y'all put some parameters around that. So we need to make sure we have locations. We need to have license plate numbers. They need to know,
It's
whoever
his
they're going with
name.
needs to know that somebody is looking
We
for
care about
you,
you. Right.
and you are not out here by yourself and uncared for. Okay.
Exactly. Seriously. Like this is
So
the part of humanizing yourself to the attacker. That's why they tell you to talk to them. Because if you
Yeah.
just out here barefoot and naked, they go, oh,
This is an easy mark. Ain't nobody even looking for her. Let's get it. Like the hell?
child.
So y'all let us know in the comments what advice that you would give to the writer of our letter. And also we encourage y'all to go ahead and have that conversation,
Yeah,
and it's not just
you
about
know.
club culture. It's not
Mm,
just something that happens to young women. Like if you go out and you're going to be in spaces, even if you're going out by yourself, are there
right.
people that you're
What are the
sharing your
protocols?
location with
Hmm.
who are able to actually know that you're okay? Like this
Yeah,
sounds like a perfect time to be able to do that audit. All right. So
yeah.
again, if you are wanting to write into us, you can do that by going to tinyurl.com/ask and then you will be able to submit your letter as well and get the feedback. tinyurl.com/ask All right, y'all. That's all we have for today. Kalonda, tell the people where they can find you, girl.
You can find me on at Kawana Bear, KAWANABEAR on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook every once in a while at Kalonda Jackson. You can also find me on Instagram at Visionary E Network, or on my website at visionaryenetwork.com if you are in need of virtual assistant, executive assistant, business coaching. I don't want to do this shit by myself no more. Any kind of advice like that, you can find me
Period.
there.
Period. Period. And you all can find me over in the archive, patreon.com/minding my black ass business. That is where our community lives. Again, it's $5 a month to be able to come in there. You are also able to join for free and you'll get notifications like these when we have our live shows. But once you come into the yard, into the archive, then you will be able to be a part of some of the exclusive conversations we have, the planning that we're doing, the universe architecturing, if you will. So you'll be able
Hey.
to be in on those spaces. So again, patreon.com/minding my black ass business. You can find me at Kimberland J on Instagram and on TikTok, and also $Kimberland Jackson on Cash App. Absolutely appreciate any and all donations because that helps me to be
Amen.
able to help us to get over the finish line. So that is where I be at. All right. So we will be back here in 2 weeks, y'all. It's gonna be May, which is so wild. So our next show is on May 10th, 2026. Again, if you have not
That's
already, please
that's
like the
Mother's Day.
video. Oh, is it?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, happy Mother's Day in advance,
Happy
y'all. So
Mother's
we'll
Day.
we'll celebrate the mothers, okay? The aunties will
Hey.
celebrate the mothers, all right?
Ah.
So we'll be here on Mother's Day, May 10th, in 2 weeks at 12 p.m. Eastern. Please like the video if you haven't done so already. Please share with somebody. Please leave us a comment, even if that comment is just a honey pot cheese and bread. That lets us know that you are receiving, you're loving, you're doing the things. So thank you in advance for helping us to get our content out to the people who are looking for us. Anything else you want to say before we roll out of here, cousin?
That's it. Let them use you. Feel free to use that Cash App.
Amen, Lord. All right, y'all. So we'll catch y'all next time. Shout out to the chat. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. We'll be back in